Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes.
Be sure to leave a like on the episode. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Again, the offseason numbers have been incredible, blowing all the expectations away. Go follow us on TikTok. You know, typical stuff.
We're building up
Numbers
that
on the Board.
momentum. We're
Yeah.
building up that momentum for the beginning of the season.
It's about to be a hell of a season, man.
Okay.
Somebody's ears was peaking.
Yeah.
It'll
I'm
be okay.
looking at the audio levels like somebody in there.
And he gonna continue to do it.
Is you gonna stop me?
Yeah, I'm gonna come across this space right here.
The space, okay.
First, you're gonna have to get across that tight ass shirt.
It's actually not that tight. It's
Public
just I'm
enemy.
sitting down.
I'm actually pissed that you be using that shirt casually. It's such a nice shirt. I remember you went to the gym in it. I'm like, what are you doing?
It is a nice shirt.
What does it say?
Public Enemy.
Public
Enemy.
Public Enemy. Okay.
But it's like a vintage Public Enemy
Okay.
joint. It's not like one of them Paxsons, that fake vintage.
You
At least
gave him that shirt?
maybe it's not. I
Where you
don't,
get that shirt
I
from?
don't know.
Honestly, I think it was in a box that Woody gave me.
Name two members of Public Enemy.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Name one.
I don't know. LL
I
Cool
can't
J.
either.
Cool J. Ladies love Cool J. Public Enemy number one.
LL needs your ass. You don't know who Flavor Flav is?
Of course he
Flavor
does.
Flav.
See, y'all know him from Flavor of Love
Flavor of Love.
Yeah.
more than anything.
That's definitely where I know him from.
How you feeling, D
What a
Mills?
show.
Feeling good, man. You know, today's a little bittersweet though.
Why is today bittersweet?
It's hot, but this is probably the last,
last
hot day.
one,
This
yeah.
is probably the last hot day of the year.
This
man.
is scorching hot.
Yeah.
My
Yeah, that's
sister's
why
on the
it's not bittersweet
softball
at all. It's
team.
awful.
We
And
always
they
get
game
that
got
one
canceled.
last big heat wave, and then the weather just drops, and then it goes into fall.
Are you doing anything?
No. Are you?
Hell no.
It's too
It's
hot.
supposed to be 101. I am
Yeah,
staying at home.
I'm loading up on water.
It was too hot yesterday, and it was just a little bit cooler
Yeah.
yesterday.
I know our girls are going to the pool today.
Yeah.
It'll be super hot.
I don't know what they up to.
I don't like just sitting in the pool sometimes. Unless I'm on vacation, I don't really care to sit in the pool.
Not even there.
Yeah.
Not gonna catch me in no pool.
You don't know how to swim.
I do know how to swim. I
A
just
little
don't
bit.
like the pool.
The pool.
A little bit. What does that even mean?
You know the doggy paddle.
Swimming is for survival, not for sport for me.
Exactly. So you know the doggy paddle.
No, I know how to swim.
We all took swim class, so you know a little bit.
No, I had.
But you
That's
ain't
when I
no
tore my
natural-born
shoulder.
swimmer,
I
though.
never got in the water. I tore my shoulder that year.
At least that's a better reason than our boy who said
He had a hole in the-
had a hole in his ear, so he couldn't do swim class, and he
Like-
got away with it
Yeah,
too.
we all have holes in our ears, though. It worked though. You never had to get in the pool.
He had to bring no doctor's note or nothing like that.
I have no idea.
Probably did, yeah. That seems like a unit that they would probably make you bring a doctor's note.
Hole in the
I
ear.
actually did learn from our swimming thing, though. Like, shout out to, I forget his name,
He
but
taught you how to float.
yeah, but
I just remember the first day. I knew exactly what you're talking about because I did get assigned to the B swim. And he's like, there's no reason to be afraid of the water. And he just put his whole head in the water and blew bubbles and came back up. I'm like, are you doing that every period to these kids?
I mean, he was a little crazy.
He
so-
was a little crazy.
I just
I
knew
got
how to-
assigned to A, and it was so crazy.
Swim team.
It was crazy
Team
because
Mills.
like
you know he
I
played
felt-
water polo.
I felt so out of place. I was literally like the only black person in A in my
No,
class.
but you was on the swim team or water polo or something.
Water.
Swim
I was
team.
on swim team. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Swim team Mills.
But you was the only black person in your period, you said?
Yeah. No, well, they all were in B.
Oh, y'all had the same.
We had the
Yeah.
fun group.
Yeah, they had the fun group. I was the only black person in my class.
Things are starting to line up with that blue HOH. But in all seriousness though, I do feel like I learned how to swim in that class because I used to just go to the pool and just go in there and just do anything. But I forget his name for whatever reason. But him being the teacher that he was crazy. Like
Wasn't it
that.
Kupta?
Nah.
Oh.
I just
felt like it
remember
was something like
one
that.
night.
It might have not been that, but it felt like
Y'all
it
heard
was
that
in
story in high school? He had lost a testicle or something. Like that story used to always be told.
Oh.
But
I think I've heard that one before.
And that could just be a lie. You know how
Yeah.
kids be. But
Only one way to find out.
he used to be like, just jump in the water. On the deep end. We had a very deep end
Yeah, we did.
at our school. And
And
he
we had
was,
the diving boards.
he was telling us to just jump in. And I'm like, oh, you crazy. I ain't jumping in that. But he's like, your body's just going to naturally bring you up. And once I did that, everything else was easier for me to line up in.
We had to take showers like after.
Yeah,
once
before
we got
and
out the
after.
once we got out the pool, and obviously what was his freshman year, right?
Yeah.
You know, so we're all in high school, and they're like a lot of the boys in the locker room, they nervous because like this they first time in a real locker room where you got to change in front of everybody. So everybody's trying to like use the bathroom or whatever, a little stall to change into their swimsuit, and he goes like.
Swimsuit.
And he goes like, if somebody looks at your stuff, just punch them in the face. Like nobody, he's like, nobody cares. If they do, you do what you got to do. I was like, damn.
Mike was in the locker room like this.
You're a shirt swimmer?
No, I'm not a shirt swimmer.
Oh, okay.
That sounds so uncomfortable.
It does.
I've never been that type. Someone with a shirt on just don't even get in the water at that point. It don't even look like it feel good.
It can't.
Cause you get out, the shirt all heavy, and now it's all.
Hey, we don't shame shirt swimmers.
We
around
don't, but
So you are a shirt
I'm just
swimmer?
saying. I'm just saying.
I'm
It
just
just looks
representing for
uncomfortable.
my
That's all I'm
for my
saying, too.
people that do be shirt swimmers.
that's how,
Ain't
man,
nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
care
it.
if you swim with a 3-piece suit on. If it look uncomfortable, I'm gonna say to me it looks uncomfortable. But at the end of the day,
I feel like
yeah,
you'll flow really good with a 3-piece suit on.
you can swim in anything you want to swim in.
I feel like it was the opposite with a 3-piece suit on. You wouldn't.
You got
float.
that buoyancy.
Why would the suit would just have?
I
more-
saw a video of somebody taking their pants off, wrapping it around their neck, and that became like a
Oh,
life
I've
vest
seen
for
that.
them.
Yeah.
I've
So
seen
I'm
that
thinking the
before.
same
I've
thing
seen
for
it
the
before.
3-piece suit.
Those
I just don't
look-
see
it
like
looks
how you
survival
gonna have the
tip.
presence of mind to do that though.
Yeah, you
Like he
panicking
was
and
blowing
stuff.
in his shorts to give it like.
You gotta be able to, when you're in a survival situation, your mind can't go to panic mode. You have to control yourself.
Good luck.
You gotta be able to calm down. Because once you panic, you're only making the situation worse.
100%.
I agree.
So you gotta just calm down.
I think it's easier said than done.
It
though.
is, for sure.
What to not
to
panic?
Stay
not
calm
panic,
in
yeah.
a stressful survival type
I
situation.
panic in non-stressful situations, so I can imagine like a real stressful situation.
Mhm.
So what you?
I
So
always
how-
like envision myself in a stressful situation.
you
I be
envision-
watching
me
a
too.
lot
Me
of-
too. That's why I have
I-
anxiety. That's the definition of
I've been
anxiety.
watching a lot of 24.
So what you gonna do as a coach if it's fourth quarter, game on the line? You got to drive a play
Give it to the best
under
player.
pressure.
Oh, that's different though. I'm talking about life or death type stuff.
Ah.
Not like
Well, that could be job or fired.
I'll be okay regardless.
I be watching a lot of like 24, and they be having a lot of
That's
crazy
your show,
scenes in
boy.
there.
He texted me the other day, just 24 random screenshot of 24. Like what? I don't care,
He
bro.
tweeted that it's the best show ever.
It's one of my top.
He
shows
talked
ever.
about. He sent me like the
was that-
superpowers of Jack Bauer.
It wasn't
or
the
something,
superpowers. It was his accolades.
Which were?
which are made. It's a TV show though.
Read them off then if you got it right there in front of you.
A
this
part of Special Forces and Delta training, he received airborne, air assault, ranger training. He left the Army with the rank of captain after 12 years of service. While in the Army, he married yada, yada, yada. But like, that's not real though. This is a fake dude. So yes, it's impressive to have all these accolades, but it's also not because somebody just wrote him having these accolades.
In real life, what does having that resume do to you?
I don't know. I guess you're just a trained
He
killer.
It's a
best-
decent resume.
Yeah.
No.
In real life,
no.
that's legit.
I'm not saying it's
His
a bad.
fighting
no,
style is Hapkido
Nah, that I
and
don't
Krav
care about.
Maga.
What
I'm
you
just
mean?
saying, like,
It do
if you
because
do
he
have
be
that
in,
resume,
he be in
like,
hand
what does
combat.
it do for you in life?
I'm sure he has some type of ranking. I'm sure there's some perks and benefits that
He works for the CIA.
we should ask Tyler.
Oh, true. He would know.
Captain
Because
Lieutenant
I mean, you
Tyler
can say that
Hart.
about an NBA player. What does that resume do for you?
But no, but they made.
That's the real cool. Like nothing really. You get a Hall
To
of
us,
Fame
it means
appearance.
everything, but
Yeah.
to a
You
random
get you a
person on the
podcast,
street,
though.
they may be like, Hall of
You don't
Fame.
even need a resume for that.
What does that do for you? But I think it does a
Well,
lot.
at least in the NBA, if you had a resume, you probably got multiple max contracts.
Oh well,
Yeah, he just still living middle class.
For sure.
Jack Bauer and
Right.
putting his life on the line every day.
he there right around the corner from D Mills. Talk about gotta go save the world. today, man.
Right.
Hey, if anything happens to me, watch my house. You give my dog some food.
I be thinking about that all the time. Like when superheroes are anonymous, like you just save the world and you just have a normal apartment in Manhattan. Like that apartment might cost $9,000 a month, but like you're not getting paid
Definitely.
for your
So
services
you have
because
to
you
just
are.
go to work too.
Yeah, you just got to do. Clark Kent has to work at the goddamn Daily Bugle
Yeah.
while he just saved the world. He
Spider-Man
went-
had to go work at where he was
the
taking
pizza
pictures.
place. Oh, that's
Yeah,
also
the
a thing.
pizza
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
That's
We-
why I like the other guys because it's like the opposite.
Like a
Damn,
Tony Stark,
Spider-Man
he was
did
a
have 2
billionaire before.
jobs. That's crazy.
Man had 2 jobs and saving the neighborhood every day.
But
Boy couldn't afford his rent.
he still
No
lived above
facts.
his means because, like you said, a Manhattan
Yeah,
apartment
no facts.
is $9,000.
He definitely was doing
$10,000.
something more than being.
well,
a
he was
Beast
getting
Boy.
the pictures of Spider-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
They weren't giving him that much.
He's like, how'd you get this
They
picture of
wasn't?
Spider Man?
You remember when he was trying to give him the pictures and he was like, "I will give you blah 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 for it." And he was like,
Oh.
"The
He
hell?"
had to do something crazy.
That's when he started getting the crazy pictures, and he was like, "What the hell he get these from?"
He's in the bathroom. How'd you get a picture of him in the bathroom?
We need a Chicago superhero that's like that. I know Batman was filmed in Chicago, but we need something like that where somebody saved.
Batman was filmed. Oh, like literally, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
The Dark Knight, right?
Save the world or save the city, and then after he get a beef, he like just
Derek's favorite franchise filmed here before, the Transformers.
Oh yeah, they did. They were filming downtown. Yep.
Yeah,
I didn't even see none of that either.
never really do.
We was young though.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't have
It
a
was
car.
so
Have
to
y'all
go
seen like a
downtown.
lot like stuff being live taped before?
I've never.
No, I've never.
When we
seen
were
anything
in
like that.
when we were in New York, remember we was at that court? They were filming an episode of SVU right there.
Oh,
you're
yeah,
right.
I think they
You're
did
right.
say that,
You're
yeah.
right.
That's your show too, right?
Yeah, my
They
mama
were.
put me on.
I wish they would have let us in.
We could have been some extras.
Yeah,
Like a dead body in the coroner's
in New
office.
York, I'd be like, "Hey, B, let's get a chopped cheese after this."
It's gonna be like the crime scene and we all walking past and D-Mill's like, "Hey, let's go get a slice of pizza." After we just seen the dead body.
He's like, "Is that blood? Sudden craving of pizza."
It reminds me of tomato sauce.
And you fun. This is the last thing, but you funny for that tweet talking about. I don't think I can finish that in an hour. I knew it had so
He
many
just like
comments.
this.
What's the con? I don't. What's the
It's
Bro,
a
it was-
Culver's meal of. It looked like cheese curds, a burger, a drink, and ice cream. And he on there talking about, "Nah, I wouldn't be able to finish that." And all of the comments is like,
To add more context, it's like, can you finish this in an hour or something
Or
like that?
100K.
And for 100K, can you finish it in an hour? He said, "Nah, I don't think I can make it."
100K is a lot of money.
he was
man.
being sarcastic, right?
It was just a cheese curds. I didn't think I could finish a cheese curd.
I mean, if 100K is on the line, I bet you could.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Cheese
gotta
curds
look at the
are hard to
comments,
finish.
bro.
I don't
The
think I've ever
comments is
had
funny as
cheese
hell.
curds and finished them all. It's just like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of just deep fried cheese. I can only
that
have
don't
so many
sound good.
pieces.
Yeah.
You have dropped the mic.
I do. I was thinking late last night. I was trying to figure out, like, in my mind, what could be the team that falls out of like the playoff. I know it's just way too early type stuff.
Ain't this
But-
gonna correlate to what the main part of the show
It
is?
could. I mean, not necessarily.
you
It don't
Google it?
necessarily correlate to like conference standings or whatever like that.
I'm
You
looking
looking at the
Exactly.
comments?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your one was hilarious. It was the one with Kobe was perfect. But it was like kind of early thoughts on like what team could be the one that falls out the mix. It's a lot. I was thinking especially out west, it's a lot of teams in the mix, and the east, it's a little bit. I feel like there's a strong division of what teams can really make. There's like 4 or 5 decent or really bad teams. You probably think that they probably ain't got no chance, but out west is a little bit more tougher.
I think for me it's the same. It's been like the same way for like the Lakers and the Warriors. I think they're gonna be those two teams that could probably be like falling out. Like just because throughout the regular season, I just don't know how good they're gonna be. I know they kind of want to be in the postseason, but I don't think their teams are talented enough to make them locks for the postseason for me.
Because of the play-in, it's really hard to say somebody falling out because I think you have that 7 to 10 comfort of having that chance to get into the play-in, no matter how the season goes. But when I look at teams falling significantly, and when I was prepping for today's episode, a team that is very hard to like place is the Lakers. From the Lakers, but you have to respect the fact that they have Bron and AD. That should carry you enough. You have to consider the Kings adding DeRozan.
Yeah.
You have to consider that the Clippers, they're my team because it's like based on the playoffs for Kawhi, based on him getting pulled from USA, I don't know how to feel going into the season. And based on the roster, now that you don't have Paul George, if God bless you, if he misses 2 weeks because of his knee flaring up, or he can't start the season, or there is a stretch somewhere in the season where you miss 7, 8, 9 games of Kawhi Leonard, I don't know if my confidence is there for this Clipper team. So I look at them, and when I was doing my list for yesterday, I split up the conferences and I tried to predict the seeding, and the Clippers were like, I want to put you here, but y'all can't afford really no error.
Yeah.
I agree.
They got out a perfect season.
They were a team that was included in that group with the Lakers and Warriors. And
I put the Warriors above those two teams. I have a little bit more confidence because I feel like the Warriors still had a good enough year last year with all of the shit that went on. I think if Draymond don't have the things that he had last year, I think they won 50 games last year.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to have the same things this year, and I think their team is better. So I kind of gave them a little room over a Clippers and a Lakers type team. And the thing, though, is because it's the play-in, because you have that, and I think, like you said, they're all kind of grouped together. It's just going to be hard to really predict. But I do think the significant fall for me is the Clippers because, again, I mean, it's so tight out west that if your star like Kawhi has to miss 7 games, that could be your season.
Yeah, every one of these teams are ankle twists away from a bad run, but it's significantly higher with the Clippers. Because though James had a solid season, there's a big drop-off between the best player on the team and the second best player. Like, I feel okay if hypothetically Luka Doncic misses 5 games because I feel like the rest of the people around them are good enough to win some basketball games. I feel the same way about Minnesota. I feel the same way about the Suns. Like, some of these teams have that core or set 2 through 5 that you feel comfortable if number 1 goes down for a little bit. And if that happens for the Clippers, it's GG's. And it's just too much, especially when you consider the injury history of Kawhi Leonard, that it just holds more weight than, like, there's a huge gap between Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. But Jokic is never injured. So I don't think about that as a possibility. While with the Clippers, it's readily at top of my mind because I've just watched 5 years of Kawhi Leonard, or I guess 7 years of Kawhi Leonard now being injured every single year.
That would be my same argument with the Warriors because I know people probably watch and hear that and be like, well, if Steph Curry twists his ankle, they shit out of luck. But
yeah, he's been
what,
healthy except for when he broke his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I would love Kawhi to be healthy, but based off everything we literally just seen from the playoffs to the offseason and the USA, I kind of feel like I'm, warranted to kind of feel like not all the way there with them and his health. So it's just something you have to consider. But I think this is what has made the league so exciting the last 2 years is that we can have these conversations. It's hard to pinpoint the obvious team that fall out. I mean, even when you talk about the teams out east, it's like it's so much going on and it's so much competitive nature out there, and it's so much to get up for. Where in the past we've seen a lot of load management and it was necessary and it made sense, but I think we're in a position now where guys got to try to get up and play. One thing I was thinking about when I was looking at the teams yesterday, I forgot how the Lakers ain't really do anything.
Yeah, they
yeah, we really
Gabe Vince is back, don't worry.
Like they didn't do
They
anything.
didn't. We didn't make any trades, which kind of feels like the norm at this point because they always try to do everything at during before the trade deadline type of thing. But we literally just had all our contracts from last year just carried over. Like
everybody picked
we
up their
just brought
option.
the band back together, which was so un-Laker like that it just feels like we didn't do anything at all. But a lot of times you look at it and be like, they just brought the band back together. It's just the problem is they didn't really do much last year.
It's a mediocre band.
What did
That's
y'all
the
do the
problem.
year before?
Same
that's
thing.
when, yeah.
Brought the band back,
Yeah,
right?
that's because we made all the moves at the trade deadline where we brought
Vanderbilt, Russell,
all them in,
Rui.
and then we basically just re-signed everybody that followed.
Yeah.
So
us,
y'all
Austin
doing
Reeves.
what y'all did last season. So yeah.
basically.
Except for the coaching change. Like, that's the big
Uh-huh.
thing.
I think most of it was they didn't want to. They were trying to hold on to that pick unless they really found somebody. But I think they were kind of like, especially once they got JJ Redick and Bronny James and all these young players. It's like you might as well just hold on to it.
I mean, Dalton Connect is the right pick, though, for y'all. Like, I think he can come in and help contribute to winning right away. But, like, y'all definitely would probably more so want that solidified vet. So, at least y'all do have a young talent to look forward to in Dalton Connect.
I mean, that's
For Odin
kind
and
of what
Zion.
they should have been doing a little bit. So good thing for them. They kind of learned some of their lessons because it's not really. It don't be worth it. Because it's not like it don't be a seamless fit where it's like we got this veteran out here, we can just give up this young piece and he gonna come in and do. We know what we getting, and it's like I don't think it's been that way. Where like the Lakers that went out and got already NBA players, and it's kind of like we know what we getting more than this rookie, and guys that came and didn't offer what you thought you was getting. So it's like you better off just kind of developing your own guys and cultivating your youth to give you what you feel like you need, because you can come in and kind of sculpture Dalton Connect to what you need, because all he know in the NBA is what you're teaching and
And
showing
we see
him.
the top teams do that where they have their homegrown talent and then they kind of add in the pieces that make sense instead of just kind of rushing it in.
We about to see Denver try to give it an attempt where it's like, We got guys that we drafted, we developed, and now we're going to develop them into what we need, and hopefully they can come in and fill the void in the shoes that we have with KCP's departure. So
Is
I
it weird
agree.
to y'all that the Lakers have not had a top 10 offense in the LeBron era yet?
It can't. And probably when it first came together, but now yeah, you're right. Yeah, I
The
think
reason I say
on paper they should.
the reason I say see why it is like that is just because the shooting has been so bad. I mean, the last half of last season was probably the best shooting I ever seen for the during the LeBron era on the Lakers team. Even like with the KCP and stuff like that, I think that team was a lot better, obviously, like chemistry wise and doing everything like that. But we were shooting like that's when we did have a top 10 offense in like the last part of that season. But other than that, we've always shot like 30%, 32% for three as a team.
That's why my first initial answer was like those teams. I feel like it would have been a no-brainer. It just kind of fit a lot more. But these teams, they ain't like they horrible from an offensive standpoint. I mean, on paper, D'Lo offers a lot offensively. Austin Reeves is a guy that seems like he would be able to fit into playing with LeBron. But the rest of it, when you look at the other offenses in the league, then it starts to make sense because those offenses are way more potent than the Lakers. They play with more speed and everything.
I'm just looking at LeBron's teams previously. So he's the year before he came to the Lakers, 5th in offense. Year before that, 3rd in offense. Year before that, 3rd in offense. Like he consistently has been 3rd in offense. Like we can keep going on and on.
Those
and
are the
on.
Cavalier teams?
These are the Cavaliers.
I think
teams.
those teams are a little bit more predicated to LeBron's game a little bit
yeah.
better.
Then you get to
having a-
Miami, top 5 then.
Having a Kevin Love,
Number 2, number 1, number 8.
having a Kyrie Irving.
And it's just
Yeah,
like
and that's also peak Bron too.
Mhm.
Like he offensively was just on another level that we haven't seen. So like that's also a big reason. I feel like you've definitely seen him age. So like that's probably also why they're not a top 10 offense.
All those teams that you named were pretty, besides probably that last year with the Cavs, are better than the Lakers. The Kyrie, Bron, Love,
Yeah.
J.R. Smith, like those teams are better than these Lakers teams to me, or have performed. On paper, you would think the Lakers teams would be better. The Miami Heat teams are way better than these teams. I think Anthony Davis is a good teammate for him to have and one of his best, especially what he can do defensively. But when you talk about the way LeBron want to play with all the space, you know, they haven't really had that
I thought Anthony Davis was honestly his best teammate.
as a player.
As able to like they can both dominate the game in the same type of fashion. Like they don't get in the way of each other at all. I
fit
think.
wise, I think it's probably Kyrie.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I
that's
think
his
Kyrie
teammate
as
ever.
well.
Talent-wise.
It's Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade.
And then Anthony Davis deserves to have a place in the conversation, but I don't think they necessarily get in the way of each other, how you saying it, but the fact that LeBron has always been his best, being able to get downhill, make decisions, kick it out, sometimes even get in the post, that's where they kind of will get in each other's way a little bit. But I mean, yeah, I don't think Anthony Davis is hindering him, but I just think in comparisons to those other teams,
And I think in a way that he is kind of hindering him is he always had a stretch. His bigs were always able to shoot threes. Like Chris Bosh turned to a stretch five. Kevin Love shot the 3-ball very well. He played with Shannon Fry a little bit. So like Anthony Davis, we've seen teams are just gonna leave him. They're gonna let him shoot those threes.
Yeah.
At least the other guys, you kind of had to respect.
It's not like he just always been in a James Harden like 5 style type, like 5 out type of thing though. Like he's played with Tristan Thompson and those type of.
but
bigs
those
in that
guys
success.
weren't featured in the offense like Anthony
No,
Davis
no,
is.
no. I agree with
So-
that. I agree with that. I feel like
Joel
it's more
Anthony.
so. I don't know. Anthony Davis shot his fell off like
Mhm.
big time. But again, I look at the shooters that are supposed to be knocking down shots. I look at those like you're supposed to be the ones that's more so spacing the floor. Anthony Davis, if he's not knocking it down, then you probably should be down there trying to get a rebound or something like that. LeBron is okay if he needs to finish through one extra person. It's more so when he's kicking it out and he needs the shooters to be able to hit.
That is funny to tell a 39-year-old if you got to finish through an extra person.
Bro, it's
You just got to.
most people is getting out that man way. It don't matter how.
No, it is. But I just think when you, in comparison to the other teams, that's the thing right there. It ain't nothing wrong with being critical of Anthony Davis either. You just took the whole conversation and said, "Well, man, Anthony Davis, his shot ain't falling. He could just go down there. It's the other guys that need to make shot." It's okay to say Anthony Davis should make some of those mid-range shots a little bit
I
more.
actually don't. I don't like
especially-
him taking mid-range shots. When he makes
But
it,
he
I think it's
does-
amazing though.
Yeah, but he does take them.
He does say
That's crazy because that's like his bread. That was like his bread and butter. Like that was
The
like his sweet
championship run,
spot.
he could not miss at
Yeah.
all.
Well, Pelicans. Oh, when he was with the Pelicans, it was GG.
This conversation sounds like Russell Westbrook. When we always talking about Russell Westbrook had the
Yeah.
mid-range jumper, that's what it sounds like. But yeah, Anthony Davis. But I think he's still a really good player.
Yeah, he is.
And I think
sure.
they can still be a really good team. But when you talk about the offenses and comparing them to before, that's just one of the things I see.
Yeah.
Those other two teams, he had a dynamic guard as well. As much as I like D'Lo and Reeves, they not Dwayne Wade or no damn Kyrie
They just
Irving.
haven't been elite. You know
Have
what I'm
the
saying? I
Lak-
think
have
they've
this
had really
Lakers
good
team-
stretches, but what happened?
Have this Lakers team or this Lakers era had anybody that LeBron trusts with the ball outside of himself? Like
Austin
he did with
Reeves.
Kyrie?
During not the finals run.
That
That
was 2
one
years
series
ago.
versus
The
Memphis.
And that's what I was literally just thinking about. I was like, because I was going on the roster. I mean, like D'Lo, it's whatever. I was like, honestly, I think Austin Reeves. I look at him more as like the point guard type of thing. And then I was like, it just wasn't the same as it was when he waved off LeBron. Like last year, I felt like he had good stretches, but he wasn't the elite player that he should have been.
I remember
or
him
we thought
starting
he
off
could be.
very slow and then eventually putting it back together when his coach let him start again.
Yeah.
You're talking about during the season or this?
During the
Yeah,
season
yeah.
Yeah,
Because he
that's-
was coming off the bench.
for a while.
And that's when Darvin Ham said, we're going to put all our best offensive players out there.
And we were like, good idea. Play your best players together.
That's what
Let's
happened when
see
you're in
what
that hot
happens.
seat.
Um,
Putting that pressure on that ass.
We talk about Anthony Davis mid-range jump shooting. He actually dropped off quite a bit as far as his frequency over the last 2 years. During his championship run, and then the year after that, he shot 23% of his jump shots were long mid-ranges, and now it's down to 13%.
Damn.
So he's
It's
he's
just the way
10% to go
the
other
way he
places.
dominates inside is damn near no need to. Like when he is hitting it, I think it adds to his game, and that's when it's like, okay, you really can't guard him right now. But again, he's one of them players that he can get in a skillful way, or he can just outwork you. I mean, like he is a monster on the glass and being able to finish through all that, catching lobs, like he could do it all.
No, yeah, I think that's why he's always going to take them because, like you said, when he is making it, good luck. Good luck. So I don't think it should diminish from his game, but like you said, sometimes
When
you
he
know,
falls in love with it,
yes,
that's the problem.
You bailing defenses out, and we've seen it too many times.
I think being healthy though has been like helping that though, because again, for those players that always have like a little bit of timidness in them to just like get all the contact and always continue to drive, I think they're like they worry about that and they don't want to re-injure themselves.
I don't remember seeing him take too many with USA either.
I know.
Obviously, it's a totally different role, but like you said, falling in love with it is a part of the problem. And off the top of my head, I just don't remember. I'm not saying.
I
he
think
didn't
with all
take
that
any.
space too, like I've seen a lot of times where he would catch the ball and just drive past the big or try to make a play like that.
So what is the starting lineup for y'all? D'Angelo
Honestly, I
Russell,
think it's probably
Reeves?
going to be the same thing. It's probably going to be D'Lo, Reeves, then we go LeBron,
Rui.
Rui. Rui had such a bad season last year. Like it was actually insane. And then Anthony Davis.
Yeah,
It's a good-
Rui's
it's
just
a
one of
good
those
five.
guys.
Just
What about Cam Reddish? Wasn't Cam Reddish starting?
Cam
He was,
Reddish
Cam Reddish
starting.
was like one of those heroes of the season at one point, and then he got hurt.
And then he got hurt, and then he couldn't get
And
back
then he
in the
couldn't find his way
rotation.
back into the
the
rotation.
fakest hero of all time.
I wonder what JJ Redick gonna do with him. Like, is he gonna give him another chance, or is he just gonna be another end of the bench?
They had one of them stats for Cam Reddish too. Is like with the Lakers, they're like
He
in
took
the,
his.
in the
Did he take
starting
his player
lineup.
option? Is he on the
Yeah,
team
he
right
is.
now?
Yeah,
Okay.
he
He
is.
took it.
He just Cam Reddish. That's one of the frustrating things about Cam Reddish is like he all like 58 games his first year, 26, 49.
He gets so much airtime on
40,
the show somehow for
48.
being not good.
Because it's an interesting topic.
He misses a lot of games.
He missed a lot of games.
He's got a lot of talent, but he just can't seem to really find his way.
I mean, I think you see it. Like, he does show you flashes of being talented, but can he
Guys
shoot
like
the ball?
him show you why the NBA is such a crazy league.
He just moves like Paul George, so everybody falls in love with it. But he doesn't do anything else like Paul George other
He's
than
playing
move.
good defense last year.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah,
when he
he's a
was
very
healthy.
good defender, but
Then he's left open in the corner to shoot 28%
hey,
from there.
LeBron was passing it to him, and he was knocking it down. He had one game where he hit like 4 or 5, and it's just like, bro, that had to be the game of his life right there.
he shot 28% from three.
30.
30.
Yeah.
Damn.
the Bulls wanted his ass. Y'all was hoping for Cam Reddish at one point.
That's what lets you know it's a bad decision to go for him. If the Bulls are interested, you probably shouldn't be in conversations.
Maybe that would have been the place where he can go develop.
I think a guy like Cam
Don't the
Reddish.
Bulls have bad player development?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Very
think
bad.
Cam
player
Red- the
development.
biggest thing for Cam Reddish was the start. I think a guy like him just needed a better start to his career. As far as developing, he just got to find him a role and be able to be healthy and
Yeah.
available and take advantage. Because playing in the position that he's in, playing 48 games just won't be enough. Yeah, but I don't know. I just know sometimes I can just imagine myself as a player because I see certain guys that I don't think they that far different, but I be seeing them get a little bit paid.
He just got to get on his Nikhil, get in that stance
Yeah.
to find that
Oh, yeah.
spot.
But
You don't
Nikhil
get him-
turned himself to a good shooter. That's the difference. That's the difference maker. If you can defend his shots, you will have a long, successful NBA
And
career.
that's why guys are always going to bring up somebody like Cam Reddish because you're not that far away. All it takes is one season to make that shot. And now you looked at it as a whole different. Guys wasn't talking about Nikhil the way they were last year. They
Guys
just
He was a-
weren't.
he was a throw into
Derrick
a
Jones
trade.
Jr. the way he was until he had last year
literally,
with the Mavericks.
literally. And he was in the league for how many years prior to that?
A
Like
long
5.
time.
Yeah, so it's like I think it was a little bit more than that. I think it was about last year was probably his 7th or 8th year. Derrick Jones Jr. been in the league for a minute, played for a lot of teams too.
Calling him airplane mode when he
Air-
played for the Bulls.
Airplane mode, the Miami Heat.
Last year was his 7th season.
Yep,
Oh. Sometimes it just takes time.
it does.
Yeah.
It does, but that's why you got to be available. I think somebody like Derrick Jones Jr.
He's been available.
He's always getting opportunities because he's always available. He's always showing something. That's why I said Cam Reddish. Teams are going to continue to buy in, but he has to be able to be available. So when you get your opportunity, last year was a great opportunity. It was sucked that he got hurt because you're on a team with Bron and AD. You're giving them some type of value that they see.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying?
Who plays more minutes, Bronny James or Cam Reddish this season?
Cam Reddish.
Cam
If
Reddish.
you become a guy like Bron rock with,
If Bronny James
You gonna
play more
keep you a
minutes than
job.
him,
Yeah. LeBron.
then either
he's shown
something
he
is
get his
really
guys
wrong with
paid.
Cam Reddish, or they really love them some Bronny James. This got to be something wrong.
you get on Bron good side. You get an extra 4 or 5 years extended to that
Get a nice little bag
that
with him
career.
Cam Reddish or Dalton Connect more minutes this
too.
season?
Don't connect.
Cam Reddish.
That's tough. That depends on who's shooting the ball better. But
I would
Dalton Connect
guess
will
Dalton
probably
Connect would shoot the ball better.
yeah, it's probably gonna
You
be
just heard
Dalton.
that man was shooting. Did you not see the jumpers Cam
Yeah.
Reddish was getting? They was about as open as could be.
Yeah, they were.
He shoot 30%.
Max Christie or Cam Reddish more minutes?
Max Christie.
Cam Reddish.
Thing is,
You think they paid him
JJ
$34
Redick
million?
was-
I don't think Cam Reddish is gonna get much time.
I don't think so either.
Cam Reddish.
Oh,
was
you know
a-
what
I
thing
mean,
that I'm forgetting? They have a new coach.
Yeah, JJ Redick was talking highly of Max Christie.
They have a new coach.
I haven't really heard him say anything about Cam Reddish.
These are the things that I'm looking at, though. You can't say, like, all of these guys are getting minutes. Who are they taking them from? That's my thing with Cam Reddish. It's like Cam Reddish is a 6'7" wing. Max Christie he's not playing on wing position, so he's taking minutes from D'Angelo Russell or Austin Reeves. Dalton Connect, they might try to see if he can guard on a wing a little bit more and have the versatility.
They're both 6'5", Max
that
Christie,
Cam
Dalton
Reddish
Connect.
can guard. I know how tall they are. I'm saying of what they can guard and the versatility they'll be able to provide on the defensive end. They're going to try it, but so I'm looking at guys like Jared Vanderbilt.
Jared
might get
Vanderbilt
some
needs to
run.
play this
He's going to
game
get
season.
some run.
He
Cam
has to.
Reddish, Jared Vanderbilt and Cam Reddish are not going to be able to make the shots that Christie and
Dalton
Connect can. But they're going to offer something that the Lakers might have to look at their team and say we need. I'm not here to tell you that Cam Reddish should be playing 30 minutes, but I'm thinking about the reality. The same reason he played last year. I don't think Cam Reddish was some star in the making offensively for them last year, but they felt that, man, we need somebody that we can trust on the
defend.
defensive end.
Yeah.
And I think Jared Vanderbilt and Cam Reddish are going to have a chance to be in this rotation because they at least offer that. Now, when it comes to the other side of the floor, those two,
They can't play
Gotta
together.
figure-
No, I wasn't
Oh my
even
God.
thinking
something
like
out.
They cannot play together.
they just like Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect. They were just going to demand 20+ minutes, like or something like that. It was more so. I really just don't think Cam Reddish is going to get much time at all.
no, not Austin Reeves.
So
Austin
Max
Reeves is-
Christie. You mean Max Christie, I'm assuming.
Max Christie
Oh, yeah,
and
Max
Dalton
Christie, Max
Connect, they
Christie.
kind of are lapping each other.
Yeah.
So how are they both going to get all of these minutes when you have Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell? That's what I'm saying.
No.
One of them
Yeah.
for sure ain't finna have, unless somebody get injured. One of them is taking a dip.
Mhm.
And like KB said, they did pay Christie, but you also have to see what you got with Dalton Connect. JJ Redick gonna have a tough job, but he gonna have to figure it out.
What? At least he got his job security.
For now,
Yeah, for now.
I saw Monty Williams get paid $100 million in the last one season. My boy,
Well,
job security
True.
does not exist in basketball.
Who would you rather see get the opportunity first? The rookie? You try to get the rookie the confidence, or do you?
Because I
wanna
think
see
you
Max
just
Christie?
invest.
I will-
You just invest more in Don Connect,
I would honestly probably want to
especially as
see
a first round
Christie.
pick. First round pick contract versus if Cam Reddish for whatever reason pops in his last season on this contract, just a lot more difficult to keep him
No,
around.
I'm talking about Max.
He said Max Christie or Dalton
and
Connect.
Don.
Oh,
Connect.
I don't know much about either of the two.
I would want to see Max Christie just because I've seen like over the last couple of years, he's tried like when he does get in, he tries on defense, and obviously
Yeah, he does.
He really will like shoot the ball down if he really gets his rhythm going. I would love to see him playing, but Dalton Connect seems like he bring a lot of similar things. So
it
don't really matter.
We haven't
They
seen
probably,
much
you know
of
what's
Max
crazy?
Christie.
They probably the same age.
I was
because
just about to click on both of
Oh, yeah,
them to
'cause
see
Don
their
Connect
age.
is an old rookie.
like I feel the
21
biggest
years
thing,
old. Oh no, Don Connect is 2 years older than Max
Yep.
Yep,
Christie.
23.
I feel like the biggest thing that happened for Max Christie is when he posted that a picture of him and Kobe that they looked alike. You never seen that picture?
Below the nose.
Yeah, they had like the same jawline, and people was trying to take people was taking offense. To it.
Oh man. Do y'all want to get into our list today?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Today we are ranking all 30 NBA teams, 1 through 30, the very traditional way, not no bull that we came together with, or I came up with 2 weeks ago. All four of us have our own individual lists, but we all consolidated the list also to have it in numbers on the boards,
Power rankings.
power rankings.
So this is the power rankings that y'all need to tell everybody to come to, and take.
Gotta
the-
get an article
take it-
out.
Why did you get yours in at 12:30 this morning or last night?
That's
I was-
crazy.
I
That's
was
crazy.
busy, bro. I'm sorry.
That's crazy. Cause I remember I was doing my list. It was like 8 something. I'm like, let me wrap this up so I can get to KB at a decent time. And then I saw that text come through and it said, before 11, please. And I'm like, I know this is Derek. I know this is Derek. Only Derek was like not considerate of the time.
He's gonna have that to you by tomorrow morning.
Because I had to take it, put them in the document, get the averages, yada, yada, yada. But it's fine.
Man, math is hard, right?
Huh?
Math is hard, right? Even when you got the calculator.
I didn't even need a calculator. You do everything on Google Sheets. You
Oh,
press
yeah.
one button and it does everything else. But it's all good there. I want you. I was up at 12:30 anyway. And it wasn't like I was trying to go to sleep. All right. Who is the worst team in basketball, boys?
Washington Wizards.
Yes.
I put the Brooklyn Nets.
The Brooklyn Nets.
Oh wait,
For me.
is that I gotta read? I gotta open my list. I forgot who I put.
I had the Wizards.
Oh,
I
I
think
actually had
the-
the Jazz.
Ooh.
I mean, for me, that's not too far off. They're all in the same category. The reason I had the Nets is because I feel like they only have 3 or 4 NBA players right now. While with the Wizards or the Jazz, I feel like there's quite a bit more.
kept
And I
thinking
think
they-
the Nets are going to try to win 4 games max this
Their
season.
best player might be Cam Johnson this season.
Cam
It might be
Thomas.
Cam Thomas this
Yeah.
season. At that point, you just kind of already know it's not gonna be good.
I mean, the Wizards' best player would be Kyle Kuzma.
Mm-hmm.
Who's their starting center?
Jonas
Valanciunas?
Valanciunas, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a more competent
Mm-hmm.
team than the Nets, who basically are traded everything of value.
Now that's my biggest thing. When are they going to trade their guys? Because on paper, you do have. I mean, you have Cam. I'm not saying they're going to make a
Don't
playoffs.
hype this team up.
I'm just
Pete.
saying it could-
Don't hype him up. Pete.
I'm
What's,
saying
Don't
the,
hype-
what's the projected starting lineup?
In comparison to the Wizards, I would
Okay.
think that your shooting guard is probably Cam Thomas.
Okay.
Your small forward is Cam Johnson. Your power forward is Dorian Finney-Smith, and then you have Nick Claxton.
Mhm.
I don't know who their point guard is going to be.
It said Dennis Schroeder is their point
Dennis
guard.
Schroeder.
Oh,
Because everybody else
that's
is
all right.
Keon Johnson, Shake Melton.
Now you
Dennis
compare it to the Wizards, who's going to have Malcolm Brogdon,
Mhm.
Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, Alex Sarr, or Bilal, and then Valanciunas. I don't look at the Wizards like they just blew the Nets out the
Yeah.
water. The Wizards look like a team.
Both
that's-
these teams are gonna be
Yeah, we're
extremely
talking
big.
29 versus 30. at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
and
That's kind of too. Oh yeah,
we
talking
know
about-
the Wizards are trading Valanciunas. Like that's common knowledge. They sign him, and they're going to trade him immediately once they can if somebody is a buyer at the time. Doe, And
They
Cam
have to.
Johnson?
I feel the same way for Doe.
I thought it was long overdue.
Last
so
year's
now I'm just like,
contract.
what, you know?
Mhm.
But I think
I mean,
think they might hold him on to dear life at like the deadline and get as much. The teams are going to be super desperate.
didn't they say they turned down 2 first-round picks for him or something like that? They turned down something for
no
him
way they
last
turned
year.
down two. They might
It
have
was
said they
last
wanted.
year.
Last year,
One.
before they made the decision to blow everything up,
Yeah,
they did. But
From who?
I don't remember.
you know that never comes out.
Because remember, they turned down 4 for McHale.
But we know that was from what, the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
All right, 29. That's where I had the Washington Wizards.
29. That's probably where I had
That's
the
why I-
Nets.
That's why I had
right
the
here.
Nets. Yep. I,
That's where you
I
had
think
who?
That's why I got the Wizards right here.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
he's talking about. It's 29, 30.
Yeah, it don't
Oh
matter.
no, actually, I had the Trailblazers right here.
At
Ooh.
29.
Yeah, 29. I had the Nets at 28.
Okay, I'm
I think-
excited. I'm excited for the Nets. I just think
Well, you might be the
You're
only
excited
person
for
excited
the
for the Nets.
Nets?
I'm excited to see Cam Thomas.
Okay, that's better.
I'm excited too,
even-
Derek. I'm excited too
They
because I
might
want
be
to
my
see.
least watched team this year.
I'm
Might
excited.
be- hey, I will say right here before the season starts, I am not watching the
They
Nets,
had
bro.
a.
I am
remember
going to watch.
last
I
season-
should watch more Nets games than I watch the Wizards.
I'm
Really?
watching. I'm watching.
The only case the Wizards got is that they'll be the first game on at like
That's true.
6.
They
That's
always
the
be
only
Alexander
case.
But
they
you know
got.
they always got theatrics. Jordan Poole slips and falls, hit his head on the floor. It's always something with
Yeah,
the
you
Wizards.
know what? Let me pump my brakes. They may be a tie.
I
but
remember it was
I do see what
Brooklyn
he's
versus
saying.
Miami. I had to tweet out, this is probably the most boringest game of the season right here.
He got a little point though, because if Cam
Oh, I will watch the
if
highlights
Cam
of Cam
Thomas
Thomas.
start cooking and having
If
a
he
stretch where
is.
he is going to average
Yeah.
26 this season, I would tune into that.
Yes.
Then I want to see Jordan Poole slip, and I'm a buyer. I'm a buyer in Jordan Poole year 2 with the Wizards. I think he's gonna have a much better year. But I do see some guys that I'm just interested to see. Excited shouldn't be the word, but I do want to see Jalen Wilson in the actual NBA and not summer league. I do want to see Dariq Whitehead. I do want to see Noah Clowney. From that perspective, they'll get a little something from me. But the Wizards have the same case. I do want
They
to
have
see
Sarr,
Bilal.
Bilal,
I do want to see Sarr,
Bub,
Karen. So they
got
have a
some
little bit of
guys,
case.
yeah.
We are just kind
Marvin Bagley.
We nitpicking what don't need to be nitpicked.
Yeah, 29 and 30. We're not going to watch.
They will probably be my 2 least
lot.
watched teams.
Because the first week you kind of watch everybody.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You just need basketball back in your life.
Yeah.
And what you said is true. That first game, them and the Hornets,
Yeah.
first game, 6 o'clock, sit down, watch the basketball until 6:30.
Halftime. And then, yep.
And then the next game start and you get out of there. So yeah, that's a good point for them. 28. This is why I had the Utah Jazz.
This is why I got Portland.
This is where I had the Pistons.
This is where I finally had the Nets.
Where'd the consensus go? Like, where
Yeah.
does you're not telling us the average.
Oh, do y'all want me to go straight to the averages too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to know like where we all have them.
We should start with the average, and then we go
Okay.
where we
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just sort it. All right. So according to the numbers on the board, power rankings, the worst team in basketball is the Brooklyn Nets. The second worst team in basketball, Washington Wizards, and at 28 we got the Portland Trailblazers.
Okay, I
That's
like
pretty
that.
much how my list shape up
I like that.
with those 3 teams at the bottom.
I got Utah here. I'm assuming that they're going to go complete youth movement. At least that's what makes sense to me. And they have some players obviously that are pretty interesting, but I don't think they're going to do the same. We started off 15 and 15, and now we look okay. Should we make a push? Should we trade all these pieces? I don't think they have that much talent anymore. I think they traded away a lot of the super talented vets, and though they still have like a Jordan Clarkson or a John Collins here or there, I don't see this.
They don't
team
really
being
move
good.
the needle that much.
Yeah, I don't think they.
I think
too
they'll be
much.
better. I think they'll be not the same as last year, but I think they'll be all right to start the year. I think that's just going to be the method that they use.
They're well coached.
Because they well coached, and I think they have a little bit of, I think they are going to go more youth movement too, which is why I have them as low as I do. But they still going to have Laurie Markkinen. They still going to have Colin Sexton. I love the season that Keontae George had. You still have Jordan Clarkson. There are still some things there where they're going to be able to hang with teams and maybe have a good start. But I do think that there will be some point in the year where they're going to say enough is enough, and now we're going all the way. Taylor Hendricks, you're 34 minutes into this
That's a
start
good
lineup.
point.
Because John Collins and there's one more, Jordan Clarkson, they probably get traded at some point. You would think.
Yeah.
You think somebody wants John Collins' contract?
I don't know, but we're seeing people get traded so
Yeah.
much. As the conversation, we've said that with so many people.
Which is crazy because he had a bounce back statistical season. The
But they were
impact
trying
might
to
have
trade
not
his
been
ass at the deadline.
Yeah, but he shot like what 37% from 3 this year.
Yeah.
Something like
He
that.
was
Played
close to
small
40,
ball
yeah.
5 for them.
Yeah.
The problem is, well, I guess Walker Kessler might not be a part of the future either. What they found out is that those dudes cannot share the court together under any circumstances. He shot 37% on
Walker
3.5.
Kessler and John Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully they get a bounce back year from Walker Kessler. That's something that. could
I really
also
liked
be-
Walker Kessler his first year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody did.
he caught so many people by surprise. It's like, oh man, can this
He-
type
yeah,
of
they were
center
calling him like
still
the Rudy
exist?
Gobert replacement.
They said they could have just got Walker Kessler for Rudy Gobert and they could have been fine. That's what he was. That's how good he was playing.
All rookie team, man. All rookie team. 3rd in rookie of the year.
Wait, but it happens. Sophomore slump. Come back, third year, you bounce back. He also his efficiency went down too.
Yes.
Like as a big man, you got to be able to finish at the rim. Man.
But let's 65%.
Yeah, no, but it went, but no, it's 65% is still good. But wasn't it
What
like
was he shooting?
It was
73?
72%.
Yeah,
so
72. So that little percentage.
I thought
that's
he
a
shot
few
like
more. That's a few more.
50%.
That's a few more blown layups.
yeah, but he also shot more threes too. 0.3 a game. 0.3 a game.
From what the previous?
0.0.
Oh,
Okay, so before we get to our next number, we have to take our break. We'll see y'all soon.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
At 27, I had the Portland Trailblazers.
Is that
What's
what
the
everybody-
consensus though?
The consensus pick is the Utah Jazz at 27.
This is
Okay.
where I had the Chicago Bulls.
That's where I had the Hornets at.
This is the Wizards for me.
You
Big
got
Wizards
faith in
guy.
Wizards.
He was a
27?
Wizards fan not too long ago
Was a
when they
Wizards
had Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I had the Bulls here. I was contemplating them, the Jazz, Pistons, Hornets here,
You think the
but
Jazz have a better team than the Bulls?
I do think that I don't see anything that I like with the Bulls. They lost the thing. Look at the year that the Bulls had last year.
Playing
A lot of that came from DeMar and Caruso. They're now gone. You now have fitting in Josh Giddey. You have a Zach LaVine that I don't know exactly what I'm getting from. Is Zach LaVine buying in and just trying to be this player, or is Zach LaVine coming in like I gotta get mine so I can remind
Regardless,
him?
still a good
You know what I
player.
mean? Vucevic, I don't really know. And then what's behind Vucevic? And then I really don't know what I'm getting from Patrick Williams or anything off y'all bench. I don't know anything to expect from the Bulls outside of hopefully Kobe White continuing to do what he did last year.
Ayo Dosunmu too also showed you that he made a jump last year as well.
But now that you just got Josh Giddey, where does he place into?
I think Ayo Dosunmu's kind of a
Six man.
plug-in guy. Yeah, he plugs in very well wherever he goes. And I also think Patrick Williams.
I'm not saying he isn't, but I just think that a lot of what he had came from the opportunity that he.
But he was playing with
presented.
DeMar though, and he was still getting it off. So
He don't play
playing
the same
with Josh
position as DeMar. Is what I'm saying.
But Josh Giddey's so big that he can kind of just play a lot of different positions.
Keep going.
I feel like Ayo can do this. Like Ayo, he's a guard, but I feel like he can play like the 3
He,
or
he guarded up a lot last
he-
year.
Yeah,
he
he's
can
a
play
very good
multiple
defender. That's kind of why I think that he has a lot of. He's still going to have a lot of opportunity, and he's still going to shine and show you everything that he did last year.
Does that correlate to them winning games to you?
Probably, yeah.
I think
not at a
when
high
I look
volume,
at this
but
team compared to
They should
another
win
team
more
like the
games than the
Flash,
Jazz, I would say.
yeah, I think the floor is higher than what the Jazz have compared to like the player. Like even if they're still kind of figuring out, like the Bulls have some decent basketball players that they played together too with.
And maybe
before.
we won't see
Obviously,
Patrick
Josh
Williams
Giddey's-
just sitting in the corner.
We probably will.
Maybe we get to see him actually show us.
Now we're
something.
being extremely hopeful for the Bulls.
But even like, if Patrick was still saying, I think what Mike said is true. With the Bulls have a higher floor. At the end of the day, they're both lottery teams,
Yeah, they
so
are.
it don't matter. But I think they have a higher floor, while their ceilings are maybe the same. Maybe the Bulls' ceilings a little bit higher
I
because
trust-
they're in the Eastern
I
Conference.
trust the way that the Jazz play offensively. I trust the way that they're coached. I think you also have Laurie Marketing there and Sakir. I like Colin Sexton. I'm buying in on Keontae George second year. I just like what the Jazz have more personally for me. But we talking again. It's kind of like the
they're
Nets,
both
Wizards.
bad.
Yeah.
They're both going to be
The
bad.
Bulls just don't move me though. I'm not like these cases that y'all
Is that
making.
out of lack of boredom more than anything?
No, what is there to be bored about?
Because the
'Cause I
team's
think
been
that-
bad for so
I
long.
like Zach LaVine.
Because I think both teams, like they have a lot
I
of
like Kobe
marketing.
White.
We have Zach LaVine. They're both like all-star level.
They should just
talents in a
combine the
way. Yeah.
teams.
They kind of both are all-star
Now,
level
if
talents.
they did that, we working
Yeah.
with some
we
shit.
might win 45.
Now say it
games.
again.
I was like, they got Laurie Marketing. We got Zach LaVine. Both kind of like all-star tierish level talents when they playing at their peaks. Walker Kessler, Vucevic, two bigs. You don't really know what you're getting out of.
Who would you take right now, Zach LaVine or Larry Marketing?
Laurie right now, but I think at their peaks, I think Zach LaVine's the better player. He just hasn't been healthy.
That's fair. I would take Larry Market in a heartbeat between the two. I think he's more plug and playable for a majority of teams. as
Oh
a
well,
catch and
yeah,
shoot and all
for
that
that
stuff.
case. But I'm just saying, like, who's the better player? I think it's Zach LaVine when they're playing at their peaks.
Yeah, it's so hard to say him
Argue.
coming off those injuries too, though. But I would agree with you. I would agree with you.
Yeah.
26. My pick was the Detroit Pistons. The consensus pick was also the Detroit Pistons at
Look at
26.
us in sync.
Yeah.
I think we synced up. I like that.
26, I had the Jazz. 26, I have the Jazz.
Oh, I thought we all. I thought.
No.
Oh,
He said he had 20.
Yeah.
He had also had 26.
I had the Pistons at 26 as well. I thought we all had them at 26. My bad.
That's where I had the Blazers at.
Okay. I think the Pistons are. I think they're in a position to have a really fun season. I'm excited to see Cade and Jalen Duren. That pick and roll action. I'm excited to see the jump from Amen. I think that we're going to see a big jump from him. Asar. My bad.
You know, last episode, you know what you said?
They look similar.
They look so similar that it's hard. Yeah, like yeah, bro, they twins.
Oh, man, I didn't
really
catch that.
understand that, but the comment section. Was
I
I
did
remember
not
him
catch
saying
that.
But
yeah.
you know, sometimes with twins, you can kind of tell them apart. Even though
Yeah.
they are.
We
Them
have
two?
cousins like that.
Them two, you like. I
They're
haven't
like
been able to.
identical.
I haven't been able to look at them and be able to tell which one is like Keegan and Chris. You could tell them. You could
Really?
Tell, yeah, I could tell
They
them
look
apart.
more like.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think I
Boy.
could kind of tell the Thompson twins apart.
Oh, really? I could tell Keegan and Chris apart more so than them two. I have not been able to tell the Morris brothers though.
I
Well,
could tell them apart
I
too.
could tell them apart too.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Especially as
think
they
the
get older.
tattoos are what throw me
Super
off.
when they get older.
Like these dudes, they look alike. But like that's Keegan Murray, that's Chris Murray.
Well, that picture, Chris has the fucking hair.
What do you mean? They
He
look.
has
They
more
have the same
hair.
hairstyle.
It look like from back here. It look like Chris.
Oh no, their hair is
Has way
exactly the
more hair.
same there. Even here, that's Keegan Murray, that's Chris Murray. Like I could tell visually. The Thompson twins are. It is a little bit difficult, but
I mean, yeah.
they are.
Now
twins.
that you're showing them pictures, I could tell them apart. But I could tell the Thompson twins apart too. I'm trying to think. Is there any twins that it's like?
I don't think I could tell them apart.
That you can't tell
Oh
apart?
yeah, that's Asar, that's Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When I was younger, I used to feel like I couldn't tell my cousins apart, but now.
No, you can't. Once you're around them and you see them for a
Yeah,
while,
because we had
you definitely
twins in our
see the
friend
differences.
group, and like I feel like I could tell them apart easily.
Well, one was chubby, one was skinny.
But they
That happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened.
So
Bulls
they-
and Bulls.
yeah.
bulls and bulls.
Detroit Pistons. It's even though I think they had a decent offseason,
Yeah.
adding some stuff. They're a team that was so bad that it's hard for me to think that adding Tobias Harris is enough for me to think that they're going to be significantly higher. Now you could go to player progression. Again, it's not linear in a lot of cases, so I can't bake on that too much. They should be better than 14 wins, that's for damn sure, but not enough for me to feel like somebody asked me the other day, do I see the Detroit Pistons having a play-in push? I'm like, bro, let's relax.
Can we get an all-star push from Cade?
I hope so. That's more realistic than them making the playoffs.
That's what I was hoping for. At least a healthy year.
Yeah,
Cade.
He actually had a pretty healthy year last year, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm on par with that. I think they're going to be better, but I think they're going to be better because they won 14 games last year.
And I'm excited to see JB Bickerstaff with this team. It's such a different vibe having a coach that wants to be there. So
And you gotta have you gotta have a chip on your shoulder. If you was that bad last year, that it literally can't get no worse.
Yeah, that's my thought process.
No, it literally cannot be
It
worse.
cannot get
If
worse.
you go on a 30-game losing streak,
And I
it's
think
time to move the franchise.
I think there's some other teams in the East that got worse too that can help them get a little bit better. So I look at that, and I do think, yeah, Tobias Harris don't move the needle that much, but he does make them better. And that's all they needed to do was try
Their
to find
projected
ways
starting lineup is
to
pretty
get
interesting.
better. And I do like the shooting. They got Malik Beasley, Fontecchio, Tobias Harris. Evan Fournier is still in the team. Who knows how much he's gonna play, but
Oh,
I thought Evan Fournier was off the team.
I don't think he's on the
Is-
roster
Yeah,
anymore.
Evan
Oh,
Fournier is a
damn.
free agent.
Yeah. That's
damn.
why when we zoom into friends, we're like, oh, he might get a contract too.
Right. Damn.
But no,
Evan
they
Fournier.
projected start lineup of Cade, Ivy, Fontecchio, Harris, and Duran. It's pretty interesting. It
Yeah.
adds some of that space in that Cade has been lacking his entire career so far. So I'm interested in that. But just overall, I just
Hey,
don't have any expectations.
JB might not start Fontecchio.
He better. Who else
It's
is
the guy that
starting?
was starting Isaac Okoro, who was still a free agent as well. Could pick him up.
But he's restricted, right? So he'll be back on like a qualifying offer.
I heard he might not. I heard there's I think it was the Pistons that was linked to him,
Oh,
or the
wow.
Nets.
They
something
don't
like
need
that.
another non-shooter.
Yeah, I know.
Just develop Ron
It might
Holiday.
have been the Nets. It might have been the Nets.
The Nets make more sense.
Might have been the Nets.
But like, if it's not Tech, I don't know who it is.
Asar, some one of those young guys. Because then if you don't, you're gonna have Asar and Ron Holland like both coming off your bench.
Yeah,
I guess that's fair.
that's gonna be a struggle.
Yeah, Tech is so good at basketball too, though. I want to see him
I still
start.
got a
Shout
fun
out
name.
to Utah. Shout out to Utah. Will
Yeah.
Hardy. You want to see what?
What happened?
You said you wanted to see something.
No, I said he also has a fun name.
Oh,
Fontecchio.
Fontecchio.
Yeah. Tech 45. 25th team is the Charlotte Hornets. That's also I had them as well
At 25?
at 25.
25 is where I have Detroit Pistons.
This is the Bulls for me, but also I have the Hornets like one spot higher.
Yeah, we
at
all got the
24.
same teams around like the same course.
Yeah, these
I
are the
had
bottom
Jazz
feeder
team.
teams.
Yeah.
The easy ones to get through.
The Hornets, I'm so excited to see B Mills and LaMelo play ball together. Like when LaMelo's on the court, they be having a chance to win a lot of games.
Yeah.
And I just feel like they've been having bad luck with him and health and him being on the court. But they're gonna be exciting though. So it just comes down to like if they can stay on the court.
My thing I'm excited for is that Brandon Miller has such a great rookie season without playing with a true point guard that like now he's playing with LaMelo, who essentially is going to make the job so much easier for him. And like a lot of his shots now, he's going to get better looks. He's going to have a much less responsibility. Last year you saw him evolve. Like his shot creation got a lot better throughout the year, and like he definitely took steps. And I think having LaMelo there just going to take away pressure and just make it a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm glad LaMelo is back in. Mark Williams too to look
Yep.
forward to.
Josh Green.
So yeah, we'll see. I think that's what Brandon Miller is at his best. Last year he didn't do too crazy with isolation and created for himself. So being able to have somebody to make plays for him and create shots while trying to allow him to take steps as a creator is going to be big for him. But the dude can shoot the basketball.
24, Chicago Bulls.
Let's get it, baby.
As it
24 is
should
where I
be.
had the Hornets.
That's why I had
It's
the
a,
Hornets.
it's
too.
all right spot for the Bulls. They gonna be. I feel like I got a little bit of confidence in them, just because I feel like without DeMar, they gonna be playing better basketball.
I just want my one hope is that we play faster. I don't care if we're the,
I think
the
that's a-
least
I think-
efficient offense, and I just want to see some tempo, some pace with the Bulls now.
It
think
should be
that's-
a given
yeah.
with Josh Giddey though, because
I would
he's
hope
really
so,
good
yeah.
at those
Yeah,
outlet passes
true.
and breaking up. I think those are very valuable when you need to look for playmakers to get your team going.
And I think when your best player is DeMar DeRozan, you naturally play slow. He's a slow player. He's the key to the offense. He's bringing the ball up slow. He's getting to a spot. He got to get the pick and roll. And he's posting. Like, there's a lot of slow stuff that he's doing that just makes you slow.
DeMar DeRozan also, at certain times was a bailout guy for the Bulls.
Oh, for sure.
Most of the
Yeah.
damn
So now
tenure, he was the bailout.
You
player.
don't have that. I mean, I said most of the time last year because Kobe White did some things last year as well. But now that's such a big absence. Caruso and what he gave you is such a big absence. That's my hesitation with the Bulls. I just don't know where you replace both of those guys and what they gave you. And already when they gave you it, you really wasn't shit.
Yeah.
In our lifetime, at least our adult lifetime, the Bulls have not been top 15 in pace at all. Which is
When
just,
were
it
they?
just- I mean, I'm still
It's
going
so
back. I'm
crazy
still
when
waiting
you
for
think
it.
about Derrick Rose.
Because I couldn't imagine him being. I mean, the pace was different in Jordan era, so maybe.
I'm still.
I'm
going back.
considering
It's
what they
not- it's
consider
20s
pace back
every
then.
year. The fastest year we had is 29, 2010, where we were 11th. That's it. Other than that, we are always.
I think that was some of their greatest
just wanna
strength
see
when
a
they was
fast
good,
team.
though, was not playing fast. They didn't have a need to. I mean, Derrick Rose was fast,
when
but
you're a
you-
defensive-oriented team,
Yeah.
playing fast is kind of.
Derrick Rose was literally a one-man fast break.
Literally.
He
But
was the
nothing-
fast break.
Nothing else on your roster says we need to play fast. Joakim Noah is your
Carlos
center.
Boozer wasn't
Carlos
going
Boozer.
Carlos
fast.
Boozer will definitely take that
Keith Bogans is your
face
shooting
up
guard.
ass mid range that take 12
Luol
seconds off the
Deng
shot
is your
clock.
small forward. Nothing about that says I need to play fast.
05,
outside
06, we were top 5.
of letting Derrick Rose
05,
go.
06.
That was the
That's
last
Ben
time.
Gordon.
That's young Luol, right, too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
05, 06, made it to the playoffs, lost to the Miami Heat in 6. Top 5.
Mm.
23rd team is the San Antonio Spurs.
Hey, I think that's exactly where I have him. Yes, that's exactly
Yeah,
where I
we
have
all have them 23rd, 22nd, 22nd, 23rd. So this is
Yeah, I
the
have
real
him
range for
23rd.
Like I was trying to figure out, like, can I put them higher? But then I'm looking roster for roster. This is where they naturally fell
Yeah.
for me, even with Wembanyama being an alien.
You know, this is where I have them, but when I look at the teams I have above them, right, like the Raptors or the Clippers, like, or the Hawks, honestly, if Vic is having one of those crazy second jumps, they could probably have a better record than those teams.
Is that the way you kind of gauge it? Total, y'all gauge it total record?
Not really
Record and just being good. I think Vic naturally just like he's such a talent that naturally if he is playing at all NBA level, then like boom, you immediately jump up a few spots.
What did you mean?
Because like the way I did my list, at least at the top, because it is like pulling hairs, I was like, who do I trust more to win a championship? And as we got lower and lower, it's like, who can I trust to
Make the
a
playoffs.
jump
Oh.
or make the playoffs?
Yeah,
and then
I
at
did
this
something
bottom
similar.
tier, it's like I'm not really expecting either of them. So it's like just roster for roster. Who do I like more?
I did a little bit of both because, like I said, when I first did my list, I split it into East and West. And at first, I was making my list based off how I had them seeded. So they can't be better than them because I got them here. And then I scrapped that list and was like, power ranking. Going into the season, who are the best teams, and this is how I'm positioning them. So I got to my top teams, then I went to the bottom to start to scratch and say, I'm like, okay, I know this team gonna be ass. And then I was able to get to my middle, and I was boom, 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 and then so that's how I went. But my process was like the best teams in the NBA.
I started the same way. I was like, these
Starting
are
the year.
the top 10 teams. First, you got to start with the one you obviously think are the teams that you think can win a championship.
Yep.
And after that, these are going to be the best teams in the NBA. There's probably like 1 through maybe 3rd or 1 through 3 seed. After that, it's like teams that I'm pretty sure are guaranteed to make the playoffs after that one. Then it goes like maybe play-in type teams. And then I think it goes to the lottery after that.
So, yeah, that's why a team like, for me, the Hawks are higher than the Spurs because I think the Hawks are going to have a higher chance of getting into the playoffs based off of them being in a play-in
I
because
literally have
the rest of the East teams suck.
Went like Spurs and Hawks in a similar nature, but I don't think D Mills is too far-fetched. I do look at the Spurs and I feel like they have a weird ceiling. It feels like they're one of those teams that really could pop off, and maybe it's like they somehow put it together like that OKC team from a while ago or something where it was Chris Paul and Shea, or like they just have something click.
Damn.
Oh no, that team was really good. That team was too good. They're not
Gallinari.
They went to the
then
playoffs.
Schroeder, yeah. Like,
They went to the playoffs.
And that was like, what, 5 years ago?
it was in the bubble.
Chris Paul's just way too
And they
far
gave the
removed from
Rockets
that.
a run for their money.
Yep.
Not only did they make it, they gave the Rockets a run for their money.
Something could click with
James
this
Harden
team.
block, baby.
The other thing
Something
that I
about
put in
them Chris Paul
consideration, though,
teams.
is that the West is a much better thing. So
Yeah, that's
when you
also
look at
what
the
I did,
Western
too.
Conference standings, you'll have a team in the East make the playoffs and a team in the West miss, but the team in the West had a better record.
Yeah.
So the Spurs could have a better record than the Hawks. The Hawks are going to have a better chance of getting into the play-in and the playoffs because they play in the East where the Pistons, the Bulls, the Wizards, the Nets, and all of those teams are probably not going to be as good as them, I would project. And that's why I would have them higher. That's just like that. That's how I made my list. So, yeah, to answer your question, I didn't go off record because all the Western Conference
It'd be
teams
faulty.
would be boom, 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 boom.
Especially when you think about like record just mean like the 76ers were a playing team because Joel Embiid played 39 games. So
Right.
their record meant nothing.
The Clippers had a solid record. They just lost Paul George, so you can't even use
Right.
that.
Yeah. So
No, but we would be projecting the record.
Right,
is
which
what
is
it
good.
Oh,
said.
okay, yeah.
but Spurs here at 23. 22 is where the Toronto Raptors are sitting.
Yeah.
I had the Toronto Raptors. I don't want to say a lot higher, but I had
You
them.
big Scotty
This
Barnes guy
is
this
one
year.
of the biggest discrepancies. The lowest someone had them was 24th, and the highest someone had them was 20th.
I had them 20. Who had them 24?
I have them 22.
So Mike, you had them 24.
And you had them 22, KB? 23.
I had them 22.
I did have them 24.
Yeah. That's
Oh, I
yeah.
had them 21. Sorry.
You are right, Mike. I'm big Scotty Barnes guy for sure.
Yeah.
But outside of that, and I was even doing my stream yesterday, the last few days when I was going over, I was just diving into Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson, Paolo Banchero. When I just think about the Raptors team, again, I'm not here to say you that the Raptors are about to have a magical
Also, we
year.
didn't, for some reason, you skipped the Raptors in the last episode. One thing we should be excited about for the Raptors did not make your list. And
Oh.
we did 29 teams and not 30. So we apologize, Raptors fans.
You know it went up to me because we would have talked about some Scotty Barnes. But I think that Emmanuel Quickly is going to have a really good year. I think Scotty Barnes is going to be Scotty Barnes, but the fact that he can be even better is kind of crazy. I think R.J. Barrett is going to have a really good year. I think you have Bruce Brown that can mix with all of that, and then you have Jakob Poeltl. I like they starting 5, and then because the East is so weak, they're going to be able to, again, like that's just a part of the fact. That's why the Hawks kind of
I
have
feel
a
like
play
it's been like that my whole life. It's just the
East are
West
kinda
is just better than the East.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
very top-heavy.
I feel like that was one of the reasons why they started mixing it up, because it always felt like the West would beat up on the East.
How
It was
many
like,
times-
we just gonna start mixing them together.
How many times are the Raptors going to play the Wizards? Like 3?
4.
4? Right.
Yeah.
And they might be in the same NBA Cup group, too. So maybe 5.
Beat
Oh,
up
yeah.
on the Wizards.
Um,
Beat up on the Nets.
this is one thing I'm excited about for the Raptors since we didn't get to it last episode. Darko Rajakovic's offense is very free-flowing. They were second to bottom when it came to isolation, so they're always moving the ball and so on and so forth. And the way RJ shot the ball when he got there, and the way Emmanuel quickly shoots the ball, and potentially Grady Dick, that offense could be very fun to watch and super interesting. And the on-off numbers when they had their best three. I almost called it a big three. Let's say best three of Quickly, Barrett, and Barnes. Even though the rest of the team was ass second half of the season, when those three guys were on the court, they had I think like a 4.7 net rating, which is pretty damn good for a team that
Who's
ended
going to
up
be the
being
leading
bad.
scorer out of those three?
I would hope Scotty.
I feel like
But
it
if
could
it
be
is one of the-
RJ.
if it's like a Quickly, I don't think that's too crazy.
If it's not Scotty, that means quickly RJ outscored him by 1 point.
Yeah.
Like
It
it's
won't
all
be.
I think they all
22,
should average around
21.
20 to 21.
Yeah.
And you also have Kelly Olynyk, who I think gives them another good look.
Especially because he's from Canada. You get that extra boost for playing at home.
Hey, I don't consider that for RJ Barrett. I'm not gonna lie. So maybe I should throw it in on Kelly Olynyk, but that was part of my consideration.
And I'm excited for the consistent, maybe another jump on Scotty Barnes shooting. He went up to 34% last year. You can even see like the difference in like his form. Like his form looks a lot better, a lot more fluid. So
He was a lot more
and he was a lot more
It was
confident.
more
getting to the-
aggressive.
getting to the mid. He was shooting the mid-range
That's
jumpers
the best
confidently.
thing
Like
about Scotty Barnes. In an era where everybody want to be cool and nonchalant, he is the exact opposite. In the era where Ben Simmons has the rap on his name because he wouldn't shoot, Scotty Barnes is like, I can't shoot, but I'm still shooting it, and I'm going to hit the shot I hit on the Spurs
Yeah.
that sent it into
That's
overtime.
that's what I like about it. You see those, like, a lot of guys take steps in terms of like it's more so they're working on their catch and shoot. Like I feel like he immediately went into like, no, I'll do a step back three for game or something like
Yeah.
that. And it's just that's hard work right there.
yeah, he gave you 20 points last year a game. Like I think we could see him get up to 23 next
And
year.
that's not even his best trait. I mean, what he does
Yeah, he does.
defensively, the fact that I was watching his film and he's guarding Tyrese Maxey one possession and he's guarding Joel Embiid. I seen him guard everything. I seen
And
him
he'll-
guard
yeah.
nobody and just be a roamer. Where
Sometimes he'll pick up full court.
he's guarding the corner and then they do a pick and roll and he's dropping and recovering, just the range, the rim protection, the way he was
Before
able to take
OG
certain
got
guys out
traded,
of
they had
the
like that
rim.
rotation where I think Scotty would come out first, or maybe it was OG or whatever. But like they would both have those assignments. So as soon as OG come out, you got Scotty on you. As soon as Scotty back, Scotty hit the bench, OG back on you, and I was just like, damn.
Now that you say that, not to segue, but the channel that you had talked about on the last episode, Whatever Man or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
I had went on there yesterday and I watched a random game, and it turned out to be an amazing game. I'm like, thank you God. I don't
That's
know
the
what
best
made
feeling.
me click on it, but I was the 2010 Jazz versus Thunder, and the starting lineup for each team you had Russell Westbrook, Thabo Cephalosha, Kevin Durant, Jeff Green, and the Nad Kristich, who had played for the Nets before. And then the Jazz came out with Darren Williams, a rookie Wesley Matthews.
AK-47?
No, he was hurt.
Damn.
Carlos Boozer, Mehmet Okur, and CJ Miles.
Okay. Hey, CJ Miles.
Kevin Durant almost had 50 in this game.
Yeah.
Did not know that was going to happen. Darren Williams almost had 50. They both went for like 40-something.
I won't lie to you. When I do that, I be cheating.
You go look at the box
I look
score.
just to make sure
wanted
that's a
to
good
look
game.
at it so bad, but I'm like, don't look. Just watch the game.
live
Just
in
watch
the
it.
moment.
Yes, because the game was so. I didn't know where this game was going. It ended up going to overtime.
Ooh.
So I'm glad I ain't checked this. But the point I was making was, you see how you said you could put OG on him and Scotty. That was 2010, 15 years ago. The game was so traditional in a sense where like Darren Williams picked up 2 fouls. They put in Ronnie Price off the bench.
That's
And
Ronnie
he
Price.
picked up 2 fouls. And the commentators was like, man, what are the Jazz going to do? Both of the guard, it's like nobody else can bring the ball up. Wesley Matthews can't bring it up. Like, we have to have a point guard in. Same thing with the Thunder. When Russell Westbrook came out, Eric Maynard came in, Harden came in, and like there was a time when Harden got it, and Eric Maynard is waiting for the outlet.
Shout
Like,
out to Eric Maynard.
and Harden had to tell him, like, man, just go. But everything was so uniform, even with the matchups.
That's
And
what I was going to say, yeah.
In today's game, you'll put an OG on a point guard. Scotty Barnes guard the center. Guards was guarding guards.
Yes.
And the only thing that was strange was Wesley Matthews was guarding Kevin Durant, but they didn't have no size. The other option was CJ Miles. But like guards was guarding guard. There was no like, let's put Jeff Green on Darren Williams with his size.
No, yeah,
it was
yeah,
so
100%.
uniform. And it's like, damn, today, Alex Caruso was guarding Paolo Banchero when I was watching Paolo against the Bulls. Like,
No other
back
choice.
then, that shit wasn't really happening. It was
I
like,
think that kind of what made certain matchups more exciting as well back then, because like you got KD guarding Bron. You got-
Russ
you
was
got-
guarding Darren Williams.
Yeah, those point guard matchups that they like try to hype up aren't really point guard matchups because Steph Curry isn't gonna guard Luka.
Yeah.
Luka isn't gonna guard Steph.
Yeah.
So like essentially, it's not even a matchup at that point.
Yeah.
They
I
just,
think
they just on the court together. They
It's
just on
my
the court at
favorite
the same
and
time.
least favorite part of the NBA evolution.
Yeah, because you get it, but it's like, oh, I missed that at
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
time.
'Cause
Like,
now
you saw Derrick
probably
Rose guard
Cephalosa's
John.
guarding
Yeah.
Darren Williams. If that same
At a
exact-
certain
Yes.
point, because Darren Williams in the first half was the best player on the floor, even with Kevin Durant on there, Cephalosha had to eventually take that matchup. But to start the game, yeah, you're absolutely correct. And then in the second half, Kevin Durant showed why he's Kevin
I
Durant.
think about how many like time how the post was so it was such a part of the game for a long time, and it's just like if somebody had size, mouse in the house, like the old sayings and everything like that. But now I feel like it's like, man, he got a little size on you. If he wants to, if it's I don't know, give me like a stretch three, somebody who just basically sits in the corner. It's
Michael
like,
Porter Jr.
if Michael Porter Jr. wants to post you up down low and kill us all game, let that be. Nikola Jokic, we want to contain him, but I feel like this
Right.
just a game plan is just a lot smarter. It's like we don't need to have Russell Westbrook guard Darren Williams.
Two other things that was crazy to see.
Yeah,
There was a play where James Harden came off a pin down, catch and shoot in the corner. We don't really see much of that. It's not that it's out of the world, but it was.
Yeah.
Then another thing that was so crazy, James Harden did a Euro. They called it a travel.
Oh,
wow.
They was
did you see
not.
what Sim Gaming tagged us in?
No.
He tagged us in. It was Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce talking about. They said, and this is a quote. It was like everybody in the NBA right now, 20 years ago, couldn't play in the NBA.
oh,
Basically
Mike,
saying it was too
Mike,
soft.
stop talking to me.
But listen though. But listen.
Everybody.
That was the hyperbole, though. Obviously, this goes back to what you were saying last podcast. That's why I wanted to hear it, because he was like, NBA players just be saying anything in front of
Yes.
the microphone and stuff like that. But the more point he was trying to get to was just like,
Who was making this point, by the way?
Kevin Garnett.
KG.
this
And
KG.
Dirk said this?
No, KG and Paul Pierce.
Oh, and Paul Pierce. I don't know where I got Dirk
The
from.
point he was getting to is like, the NBA is a lot softer than what it is. Like he pointed out Jason Tatum. He was like, you can't do that step back three and whatever. Like it's all whatever.
I agree
like-
with him. This is my counter argument.
Yeah.
If Jason Tatum was in that era, he's probably not doing step backs.
Yeah, every great player will be able to adapt to the era that they're playing in.
Yeah.
It does it blows my mind that people don't look at it that way.
That's my whole argument.
If Hakeem Olajuwon was born in 1996 and grew up in our era,
He'd be
he would be
shooting threes.
dominated and he would learn how to shoot a three-pointer.
yeah.
It's just the way you grow up in your era and you watch the games that you watch and you play accordingly. And it was just great players will be great players regardless.
That was the like thing that grabs your attention, whatever. That's why I felt like it was crazy. But I felt like he was really trying to say it just the league has lost some of that structure, and it obviously is objectively become a little bit more softer too. But it's like I feel like that's the balance of it. Like you gotta have
It's become more soft, but also way more skilled oriented.
I agree with a part of what he's saying.
That's why I say it's something he's trying to get to that's a little deeper than just the everybody. First of all, that's crazy to say
He's being
nobody,
hyperbolic. Yes.
nobody
Yeah.
can play 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
He's talking about Jason. you know how
LeBron
many-
literally was playing 20 years
For
ago.
real.
Literally.
And was very good.
Vince Carter too, who recently retired not that
Yeah.
long ago. But he also Kevin Durant played in an era where they thought it was a little softer. The '90s looked at the 2000s kind of the same way.
It's gonna keep.
Yeah, it's
being
going
the
to keep
same
being that way.
It's gonna keep going.
But it's like because the '90s would say Dirk wouldn't have survived, and now Kevin Garnett, that's your matchup. Who was getting the best of you on some nights? He couldn't play back then with us. They would say because
Right.
European players didn't really do well in the '90s versus the explosion in the 2000s and now. So the league has gotten softer, but as a fan, I prefer the league to be softer because now
Same.
I get to see a little bit more. And I take that back. My argument is going to sound fucking stupid. I can't even say
I
that.
enjoy the spacing of this 2024 basketball.
I-
I enjoy the offenses of 2024 basketball.
Let me not
I
say
do
I
too.
enjoy the softness because I was going to say one of the things I used to look at was like Kevin McHale walks with a limp now.
Yes,
And I used to be like,
not just a limp, a cane too. At this point in his life,
all stars should be able to,
Shout out
but at the
Derrick
same
Rose.
time, it ain't making no difference. We still got everybody hurt. So, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be as soft. But I also agree with a little bit what KB said. They are there's more skill.
Is it?
But there's nothing wrong with
Do you find
physicality
some
too.
nostalgia in that though, when it's just like that old traditional
for sure.
basketball? Like
Hell
I
yeah,
feel
that's
like
why I
that's
watch-
A lot of this offseason, that's all I've been doing.
That's
is
why I watched the
watching that.
2010 game. And this
Yeah.
morning I woke up at 8 and I said I have
Yeah.
an hour before I need to get ready at 9. So I turned on your team. Well, I don't know if they're your team no more, but it was a round 1, game 1, 2010, 2009 maybe, Blazers versus Rockets series. I only got the chance to watch the first quarter. No Tracy McGrady. We talked about Mikal Bridges and OG being on the same team, wing defenders. I've totally forgot that this tandem existed. Shane Battier, Ron Artest.
Oh,
They are going against the Portland Trailblazers with Brandon Roy. This is Brandon Roy's first playoffs. Yao Ming, 16 points in the first quarter, not a missed shot.
so it makes sense.
Dominance.
16 points, no missed shots. Aldridge and Brandon Roy looking a little timid to start the game, and then Brandon Roy goes and scores 8 straight. Waiting to see the rest of the game, but I do love the nostalgia, and that's just the world we live in. Where we're not gonna be able to have everything. I'm sorry, Kevin Garnett.
I think you get a taste of it in the playoffs. I think you see the physicality go up. You see the refs get a little bit more tight with the whistle. You see a lot. You see like that more like the game slows down a lot
It does.
when it comes to playoff.
It's
time,
just
so.
never going to get to the era that KG played, and I think some of them just have to be understanding of it. He can have his opinion because I agree with what he's saying. Besides the fact that nobody can play,
And
but
you know what? KG's been one of those old heads that have given so much love to this current era that I feel like there's probably more to the quote that's being
Absolutely.
left out of context. Because he's
Absolutely.
always been an advocate for this game
and
that
when
we're
he
currently
mentioned
watching.
Jason Tatum, it applies. We all sit up here and say Jason Tatum settles way too much.
I ain't gonna lie, they did look a little cooked on that
Oh,
set too.
100%.
Paul Pierce had his
Man.
shades on like this. He just like, yeah, KG, yeah.
And you know why Sim Gaiman tagged us in it?
Well,
Because I think he agrees. Sim Gaiman liked that old physical shit. You know what I mean? Like, but
I'm just waiting for the coach. Who's going to be the first coach to bring back the pin down for the mid range, the free throw line jumper?
If that
Never.
come back, I retire.
No,
I'm for it.
I just think
Does it have
You
to
know
be,
who's going to be?
Does it have to
It's
be
going to
the,
be Jordy Fernandez and Cam Thomas doing it this season.
Does it have to be the basis of your offense? No, but I just seen Jerry Salone like cook the NBA for almost 20
That
years
used to be one of the like.
with the same flex offense.
I feel like the
basically.
beauty of it too was just like it gets your players a clean look. It could be like you say, it don't got to be no basis of it, but if it's a little action real quick to get KD open for a little mid range, so he get like, I just felt like that's just a necessary part.
Mike
of the game,
Brown
you
might
know
do
what
it
I'm
for
saying?
DeMar now.
But you know what's crazy though,
Yeah.
and why the game is so fascinating is because they're doing the same shit. They just extended.
Yeah.
So it's not a
Yeah,
mid range,
very
it's a
true,
3.
very
So
true,
I
very
mean, it's the
true.
same shit,
Offense
and they
is
don't and they
starting
call it
earlier.
different shit. It's not a UCLA cut no more. It might be fire 3.
Point
Fire
guard used to be
red
setting
3.
up the offense from the elbow back in the day.
What offense did y'all run in high school? Did we all run a motion
Chin,
offense?
Chin, yeah.
Yeah,
and we ran a motion offense too.
We ran a lot of Chin, but different variations of Chin. Which
That's why y'all wasn't good.
you know who runs a lot of Chin, but also they have a million books plays in their book. UConn. I watched an
They have
hour and a
so
half
much.
video of their playbook, an hour
too
and a
much.
half, and I'm like, this is why I couldn't have been like a real. Well, I'm also 5'7", but like I couldn't be a real basketball player. There was no way I'd be able to remember all of this as a player. No
It's
way.
too much.
They're running so many, not
I
even
feel
like
like they
from the
only
same set.
calls-
We talking 30 sets.
How many of those do you think they actually run though during like
But
most of the game?
but that's why KB just made a good point. Like people don't understand that part of it because you might put something in, especially like right now they're getting ready for the season. You're going over this shit, you're installing it, you're practicing it. There may not be a scenario until January where we have to run this. We're UConn. We may blow out our first 22 opponents or our first 15 opponents. Then we may get into conference play again and go against Georgetown, who is very familiar with us, and it might be a close game
Even
than
though
we
they
thought.
suck.
Yeah, they do suck. But those are the games in college
Yeah, yeah.
basketball. It was like, damn,
Never know.
Georgetown is going to overtime. with
Yep.
UConn. And then it's like flex 3, sideline 2, fire. And it's like, oh shit, we didn't do
I
this
know that
since-
very well. During
Oh,
bas-
man.
I know y'all remember during basketball days when we had a time like that during the game where we didn't know that inbound play. Next practice, that's what we doing. We practicing that inbound
And
play.
our playbook was 3 pages long. So if we didn't
Yeah.
remember those, then you was boy, there's no way you was playing at UConn.
But that's why the UConn is so good, though. I love the way I love that type of coaching because they do have so many different sets. But their base offense is kind of like what Jerry Salone did with Utah, where you have a baseline principle, and if you have good enough guards, it's gonna be interesting to see UConn this year because Cam Spencer, Tristan Newton are gone. But if you have a good amount of guard play and that are not robots like we talk about, it's just read and react. So we should get the ball here, but if they deny, we have a fold that's prepared for them to deny this entry pass. And now that'll unlock this, and then you got this, and you got a baseline. So it's like, it's so many different things, but remembering all them plays it's very
Bro, I
tough,
had one of them
man.
quick memories, bro. Nobody goes to inbound the ball faster than the person that's the play called for, designated for.
Oh yeah.
Like I remember a
True.
time it would be like I got to inbound because I got to come back off the screen and shoot. I'm running to that spot. Best believe.
when you knew the
When
play
you hear
was
that
for
num-
you. Oh yeah.
When
was
you hear
locked
that
in.
number call, you be like, bet.
I'll tell you one of the greatest feelings.
What?
One of the greatest feelings is being somebody who plays a lot and somebody who
Can't
is
relate.
in. They don't know the play, and you gotta tell them where to go. It just makes you feel like you know. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, hey, he said box 3. You go right there. You go right there. I'm gonna come. And now everybody like, oh, he know what he doing. Versus being a guy that don't know. Because I've been in both situations. I've been in
Yeah.
a time where I came off the bench and I didn't know. Because now I'm coming in for somebody who
You look like Jordan Poole.
no, because Jordan Poole was ignorant. He didn't try to know.
He's talking to people in the crowd and shit while his whole team during the timeout. He's talking about what's the play again?
It's nothing. That's the worst feeling. When I was a junior, and I was playing behind DeJean, but I was also kind of playing behind Brock. But then Johnny Jasper was also like a big point guard. So it's like if anybody get in foul trouble and I got to get thrown in here, I practice in DeJean's spot. But if Johnny getting in foul trouble and I'm about to get in now, or if me and Justin are going in for 2 guys, it's like, oh shit, DeJean is in his spot. What do I do
Yeah.
from
Oh,
field
yeah,
spot?
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's
Gotta
like
know everything, yeah.
it's like well, hell no.
Like I said, I've been watching a lot and reading a lot of coaching stuff. And Greg Popovich did this thing with FIBA basketball 8 years ago, and it's got hella views and stuff. And he was talking about adjusting the playbook, and we were kind of talking about that with UConn now that they lost Donovan Clingan and Stephon Castle and a couple of their seniors. Like, how would their playbook look? And he was like, "This is Greg Popovich. We just lost Boris Diaw. You think I'm gonna run the same play with Boris Diaw with a guy that's not as smart as Boris Diaw?" I'm like,
Damn.
damn.
That's
actually-
that's a hard
that makes
shoot, but
sense. Yeah,
it
that's a
comes
hard
down to
shoot.
personnel.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
you can't have Boris Duval or somebody who's not Boris Duval do those type of
that
things.
what you was called?
Boris Duval for some reason. But like same
Duval,
thing with
dang.
Draymond Green. Like you can't just implement stuff.
You can have Marquise Chris beat Draymond Green when he's on the
Right.
bench.
But I think that's why coaching is getting a little bit less of that. Well, I mean, UConn is doing it, but that's the Hurley. The Hurleys are like basketball top tier. They dad
Almost had a
was,
Hurley.
Almost did. Or maybe you did it. We never know. We'll never know.
But like I think some coaches are getting like Nate Oates. I think his offense is like revolutionary. Like not revolutionary, but like it's forward thinking because it breaks it down into like the court. So they reference the court in practice. He practices with a 4-point line. You get an extra point for taking deep shots in his practices because in the offense, the deep shot, they have to be comfortable taking that in the real game because it opens up so much. So that's like forward thinking. That was the first time I heard that when I looked at his offense like a couple years ago. This is when they was getting Brandon Miller. So this might have been like 2 or 3 years ago. Practicing with a 4-point line, but it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? We got to have our guys playing in the slots and
I'm
keeping
going to
the
watch
full
college
space.
basketball this year. Not for the sake of looking at prospects, but more about but more
I'm gonna
about
look like a proud dad right there.
Because it's way more intricate than the NBA.
Oh,
Times a
yeah,
thousand.
So
I-
much more.
And I think that if I ever do become an assistant somewhere, you're probably going to play more college ball than NBA ball because you're not going to have an NBA
Would you
talent.
teach your kids zone?
Unless you get
if you had
lucky.
the option.
I would
You
teach
have
them
to.
zone, but we're not running zone.
You have to teach
We're not going to be a
zone.
zone-oriented team.
Because if you're a high school coach,
I don't think we learned. Did we run any zone? Well, I mean, when we were doing like our little
we
trap
ran some
defense,
1-3-1. We did
that
some
was zone.
pressure.
But there was
defenses.
teams that legit all they
That's all they
did
did.
from
Leiden.
freshman year to
Leiden.
senior year, they were teaching
They
their
had to
kids
extend his
zone.
zone. More than had to extend his zone.
Yeah, it was pretty big in
Would
our
you be a
conference.
man coach or a zone coach?
I would be more of a man coach.
I would be a man coach, but also want to throw in zone randomly to
Sporadically,
surprise,
yeah, make people
surprise
think.
a high school
Now
team.
let me ask you this
I
question.
saw a 1-1-3 zone yesterday
Let me ask you this
A
question.
one,
From
you mean a
who?
1-3-1?
in a newsletter I read.
You mean you said a 1-3-1?
No, 1-1-3 zone.
Oh,
Is it
What was the
full
point of
court?
that?
No, it was in the half court.
yeah, that sounds.
Oh.
It didn't seem like you could do that for.
They did, and I don't know because it was high school.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I could be watching the greatest team in the state versus a really bad team, and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
looks good then. But it looked like it was working.
I would
But
look.
they didn't do it like a full game. They
Yeah.
did it sporadically.
Oh yeah, I think
Oh,
that's the
shit.
best. I think that's the best time to
It
do
was.
zone.
But let me,
I don't want to do no free promo or anything, but let me pull it back up.
if it's educational, it's not free promo.
True.
It's educational.
But if I'm using Bro Newsletter to learn more about coaching, then when I do become a coach, people know what my game plan is. Because maybe I want to run some 1-1-3 now.
Well, I hope that you.
No,
have
it's
more in your
half court
pocket.
hoops. Shout out to Coach.
Well, half court hoops has
I
been
know.
shout out on this podcast.
I know,
1,000 times.
but I don't know if they got the newsletter. They might got the YouTube channel, but I don't know if they got the newsletter.
I get the newsletter, and I didn't see 131. I went
Yeah.
to check it for 131. But how do you go into saying what you're gonna do? You just gonna run man? What if your personnel isn't man?
No, you're right. That is. I
That's
had
the
a
other
feeling. I had a feeling that was gonna be your question.
Yes, because
And
that's the other side of coaching that people don't think about.
Yeah,
it's
because
like
if you don't have the personnel to play man, then yeah, it's kind of hard. Because
same thing with the offense you go run.
What do y'all think that means, though?
What?
What your guards aren't talented enough to keep
No,
up
maybe you just
defensively, or
don't
what?
have like the deep, like the
Because
deep
I think man coverage is here more than anything.
Yeah.
in a way, but also if you got to do it on the island and he can't hold his own now.
For me, what I think that means is when you're dealing with high school, especially the high schools that we're around, that ain't like you can go and recruit, number one. So you kind of giving what you got.
Mhm.
And if you're going to coach, you have to be prepared to coach every level. Are you coaching varsity basketball? Are you coaching freshman B? So it's a huge difference.
I want to coach like middle school.
Or even middle school, which can be even worse.
Mhm.
Because you don't have as much time, the attention span is not there, and everybody isn't giving their all to play basketball. So in that sense, you might really have to play some damn zone because they won't even understand the principle of man-to-man
yeah,
defense,
helping the
help
helper here.
defense, help replace all
Yeah.
these type of things. So that's why I go, but it's also the size. But like EJ school, EJ coach do not play man because he
And it
don't think they
pisses me
can.
off, bro.
They're
That's
not
crazy.
good at
The
man.
amount of times I've been at his game and I'm watching him give up a wing three or
They
a
do
corner
1-3-1
All game.
all
Oh
game,
my God,
all
it's so
season
frustrating.
long, like 90% of the time. The only time they'll change it up, not 90, it's about 97% of the time. I think I've only seen them change it probably twice in the history of me watching EJ there.
They did some boxing one.
But he don't
did do
trust it.
boxing.
They don't have his trust to play man, and it's a reason. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Nobody's playing 1-3, not playing man if it's the best thing that they can do.
I remember the game we went to. The opposing team played boxing one on EJ.
Yeah. Which
You
At
mean
the-
You mean Rambo?
at this point he has to be prepared.
That's
to
his
see.
nickname.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Did he give him that, or did one of y'all give him?
Somebody he worked out with called him that once, and that's just his shit. Now.
That's all it takes.
What team are we on?
21, Atlanta Hawks.
I think that's where.
Yeah, that's why I have the Atlanta Hawks.
They went 21-23, 21-20. Ended up at
Okay,
20.
yeah, I had him at 20. Yeah, I had the Clippers at 21.
I had him at 21.
You know, I mentioned before that I might be buying Atlanta Hawks stock for the third year in a row.
I
Then I
think
look at
am
their
too.
roster.
That's
I'm
KB. That's kind of why I put them right
I
here
like their roster a little bit.
I'm not buying it this year.
because I
I'm
feel
sorry.
like they have Trae Young, they have Clint, established guys. We know what we're getting.
Jalen
from them.
Johnson.
Jalen Johnson still has a leap. He's
DeAndre
developing.
Hunter.
DeAndre Hunter's he's still developing this season. He
I
found
don't
a
even know if
niche.
they know what they want to do with DeAndre.
Bojan
He shot
Bogdanovic.
three-pointers well
Bojan
last year.
Bogdanovic
that's
is
it.
on. He's solidified. We know what he's gonna. But I feel like they have a lot of pieces where they still trying to figure out themselves and grow as players. Dyson Daniels still has to grow. Jalen Johnson still has to grow, even though he is good. Zachary Richardson still needs to grow and
Onyeka
develop.
Okongwu, Kobe
On-
Buffkin,
yeah,
their
like
younger
they're
group
all
guys.
still growing and developing. While yeah, you do have Trae Young, but it takes more than just Trae Young just to make a car go.
I hope that they end up being good. I just won't be the guy that's buying the stock anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm
They
not
burned
buying
me
as much as
twice
I
in a
bought
row.
last year, but I think there's still some reasonable things there. I don't like. I look at their roster, and it's like you said. They still have Clint. They still have Double O. You have Jalen Johnson. You have DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Trae Young, and then you have these new young guys that we haven't seen yet. You know what I mean? What if Kobe Buffkin is like, oh shit, there's Kobe? You know what I mean? Like, what if? Now there's a chance that he won't, but
Do y'all I'm looking at their roster, and it's so hard for me to think that they could put together an okay defense. Just okay. 27th last year. Year before that, 22nd. Year before that, 26th. And like the year before that, even when they went on their deep run, they were the 20th ranked offense.
27
defense.
27 last year got them what? The 10th spot.
Yeah.
That's why I project them to be.
I don't look at them as to be a really good or nice defensive team. I more so look at the offense. I think as long as you got Trae Young, you kind of look at it the same way you would like the Tyrese teams. Or like you look at more so what you're gonna be a top 10 offense or something like that. That's your hope.
He just
rather
don't
than
got
defense.
the same weapons as Reese. Like he don't got
He
a
doesn't.
Pascal or a Miles or
He doesn't, but Trae
anything
Young,
like
he
that.
can still get it done.
He got a Jalen Johnson.
That's one player.
He got Clint Capella.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Are we going to get a healthy Clint Capella season ever again?
Man, that's a good question. Clint Capella was on our top 10 centers list not that long ago.
He was healthy last year.
I've
I'm
been
just
thinking about
talking.
it times when Andre Drummond
How many
would
games
have
did he
probably
play?
been-
73.
Oh,
Just healthy season.
Andre
That's a
Drummond
super
being
healthy
on the
season.
list.
Yeah.
Drummond, man.
what about Drummond?
Drummond used to be one of the best
Hell
centers
yeah.
in the NBA.
When we first started this show doing our top 10 center list, Drummond was on there for a couple years in a row.
He was a $100 million man.
It was impossible not to have him.
yeah.
Jalen Johnson also only played 56 games last year.
Sure did. Yeah.
If he could play 65 plus,
He was my second for most improved player if he was healthy, only behind Kobe White. Number
he's my
20,
first for this year.
Houston Rockets. Is where so we got 22nd, 20, 18, 18. Y'all two are pretty high on the Houston Rockets there at having
was
them
me
at
and
18. You and
No,
D Mills.
Rockets are 22nd for me.
And I had him 20th.
I think defensively they're going to be really, really like good defensive team, and in the offense I think they're going to have a little bit more. And you can go like kind of playing on elite, but I think collectively they're just going to be more like known of each other in terms of like on the court and chemistry. I got some good feelings about the Rockets this year.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think that they rosters is very deep. They have a lot of talent on that roster.
They do.
And I think that when you get time and you get time to play together, and adding Reed Shepard to that second unit is just going to be such a injection to that second unit now. And I'm just excited to see the jump from Alperen Şengün. I'm projecting another jump from him. I thought he was really good last year. By All-Star break, he was a guy to me that was like in conversations. I don't think he was going to get it, but he was in conversations for it. And then I think Jabari is just one of those Swiss Army knives that does a lot of good things that, like, you kind of have to keep him on the basketball court even if he's not shooting the ball well, because he just does so many other things so well.
Like what?
He rebounds the ball at a great rate, and he's a very good, versatile defender.
They got one of
He
those
is.
situations. I feel like they have so many damn young players that actually still get minutes too. It's like somebody got to have a damn.
Somebody's
extra-
going to jump, right?
Somebody's got to
Yeah,
have
you
a
would hope
pretty
so.
decent jump.
And what I saw from Cam Whitmore in Summer League, it's probably
Talk
going to be
about
him.
it.
Could be him.
Who would y'all put your money on to have to jump?
A man or
I-
Cam.
I think it's better for their franchise if it's Amen or Jabari because of what they can do on the other side already. Like Cam Whitmore, he has the tools to be a good defender one day. Nobody's looking at him to be a defender, and he doesn't play make at all.
What's the next step for Jabari? Just like more efficiency.
More efficient, being more aggressive, putting the
Yeah.
ball on the floor maybe a little bit more than what he
Get into
does
the
right
rim.
now. Because I think the defensive aspect, the rebounding aspect, he's got those. Like you feel really good with his size of 6'10" and his wingspan, because he can guard down a little bit as well. Not enough to be guarding guards, but just like guard down a little bit and
You would
also
have
can
games where
guard
you
up.
get 18 boards.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
it-
get a little bit stronger too, so he can guard fives a lot more. But I think his jump would be more important for their franchise versus some of the
Amen.
other younger guys.
Aggression, shot making,
Mhm.
just
Sometimes he can get lost offensively.
piling it up. He can never be too good of a shooter.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Just that's what got him there.
Yeah, and playing with Fred and Şengün, the shooting, like,
Opportunities,
yeah,
yeah.
so much opportunity for catch and shoot, because they just do nothing but break down the defense.
If he could be Michael Porter Jr. with defense
Oh.
for them,
That's a
that's the type of shot maker he can,
$30+ million man right
that's the
there.
type of shot making. That's the type of shot making he can give you, and he don't need the basketball. So if he's
Yeah.
doing that with the rebounding, because I think he does a good job rebounding
Michael
And
Porter
then-
Jr. with defenses.
with the
Golly.
defense. I mean, I'm just saying.
There was somebody on that Trae Young. Was it Trae Young?
Oh, if he didn't hurt his back.
He
if
like
he
Paul
didn't hurt his
George.
back, he would be out of
Paul
the
George.
Which it could be true. You know.
Y'all know it's another athlete getting into that podcast space.
Who?
Angel Reese.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, she is.
Angel Reese is getting
They-
to
they
that
announced
podcast.
that
Did they
this
release
morning.
what's the name?
The Angel Reese show.
Dangerous.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, she kept it simple.
Yeah, they didn't
I
get
like
too
that.
complicated with it.
I thought it would be something centered
Barb.
around like rebounding or something.
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's-
Well, actually, no. Something like that would have not necessarily Reese's Pieces, but something that's like play on words. I feel like would have went hard. She didn't have to just go
rebound
Angel
aspect. I think about that, but I also think
Reese's
it's so
Angels.
easy to find the show if you just type in Angel Reese podcast
That's
Very
true.
true.
You know,
Yeah.
instead of it being the
The
board
Riri,
girl
the bad
gets
girl
paid.
Riri effect.
Huh?
Bad girl Riri effect.
What's that?
If Rihanna would have just had her name as Rihanna instead of Bad Girl Riri, she probably had like twice as many followers.
You think
Oh,
so?
I didn't know that. I didn't-
Everybody knows this is bad. girl
Because
Riri.
now it's, everybody knows
But also,
it. But it's
like,
like
Also,
you-
also on sites now, if you type in Rihanna, her account
True.
come
If
up.
you if your
Yeah.
account is big enough,
yeah.
I could probably type in foreign singers and her name would come up.
Like on Instagram?
Yeah.
Oh, you on Instagram?
I'm
I
on
don't-
Instagram right now.
I don't think she's gonna come up.
No, I was joking.
Oh look,
Oh.
I just deleted some emails.
Barbados singer. It does pop up, Rihanna.
Unique 113 zone defense.
There it is. There it is.
Bro, I gotta look and see how that's played because I feel like
yeah, I'm wondering what the two at the
what
top
is
are
the
doing.
difference between
We gotta
that
we
and the
gotta
1-3
we gotta
one?
shout out who ran it. Shout out to Matt Vincini.
Because I wonder what the personnel you had to have to run it too.
He
I
coaches
can read you exactly what it says.
basketball in Massachusetts.
The 1-1-3 zone defense is designed to adjust based on the opponents and focus on ball pressure, creating turnovers, and modifying defensive strategies for specific players. Communication and proper rotations are critical for the success of this zone.
as any other zone. I feel like the
Right,
person,
yeah, no, that's
the
a fact,
person up
though.
top got to be like crazy athletic though, right? Like he's got to be
Yeah.
fast as hell,
For sure, because he has a big responsibility.
bro. 1-1-3. That means the rest of
1-1-3.
them people is at the bottom of that zone.
They say teams with 5 good shooters and offensive rebounding can pose challenges for the defense.
But it's like,
But
That's
how
from
often in high school do teams have 5 good shooters?
A lot of times.
Really? 5 good shooters?
but I want you to
What's a good shooter?
really
You-
think about like the 3 men at the bottom are not literally sitting at the baseline the entire time.
yeah,
Like
no,
they're
they're
fluid.
rotating.
Like one
Yeah,
guy
they're-
could come up to the
Yeah, for
wing
sure.
to show as well. So
Yeah, and then you had a one guy probably constantly protecting the rim.
What's a good shooter for you in high school?
and that dude like he like 5'4".
Because like if you got 5 guys who just willing to take the shot and you shooting the threes and y'all got the green light on any given night,
Anybody can.
and it's high school basketball, so it's like I don't know any coaches that's like leave
Our high
him.
school team, how many people couldn't shoot the ball?
At least one.
You gonna count yourself? I
Yeah.
was thinking about our big man. I know damn well he wasn't shooting the ball.
Yeah.
But other than that, everybody was shooting.
Yeah, every once in a while you have a team like that where like it's just a big who you just know ain't shooting, but a lot of the teams that I
It's
be
such an
seeing,
important part of
they
like
just
Yeah, I was gonna say in
basketball
high
now.
school basketball, usually it's just the 5 best players.
I
Five
just-
When we
all you
played
hear is,
basketball,
"Boo!"
how
It's
we
a
talked about the
three-point
NBA with Darren Williams and the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
High school basketball is like that when we played.
Yeah,
That's
so-
not the same. It's
Yeah.
different.
shot. It
That's
has evolved.
It's the same,
We old heads.
philosophies and might be offenses, but the green light and the confidence that coaches are telling their players is a lot different from when we went. Because you
I
always,
think I am playing with that same mindset of when I played.
yeah.
Hey, you going to coaching that way, your ass not winning the game.
That's true. No, because I do want to like coach differently than what. Because like I want to take my experience and like coach it differently than what I went
Take the
through.
good parts, leave the bad parts, and
Yeah.
turn them to good parts.
You're a position coach though. You just feel like you got to go down there with the big man. Couldn't imagine that. You can't coach somebody and tell them to do some shit, and then they're like, "Wait, what?" And you trying to do the example. He working with
He
the
doing the
guard.
in and out drill.
Yeah,
He dribbling off his
listen,
knee.
Like Kendrick Perkins in his driveway.
Yeah, he's like,
He
this is how you
he
do
look
it.
like Stan Van Gundy.
Now, when
Gundy got
his
some-
shit
got
was
some-
A1. That he the coach that you like, man, your ass can't even do it. He like, shit. Da, 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 da. So I'm like, damn, coach.
Next team we got at number 19 is the LA Clippers. They set at 18, 19, 19, and 21, respectively.
I don't know if the Clippers do or like one of the teams that we talked about, they fall off. I just don't know what their plan is after that.
I mean, I guess they big thing is that they just want to have an all-star level talent in their new arena. That's really what they're going for right now. And it's Kawhi Leonard, and hopefully he's healthy.
I just don't think he has as much value as you want if you're trading him, so we'll just keep him right
I
now.
was thinking about that yesterday.
Yeah, if I'm a team, I'm not mortgaging my future for Kawhi right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know
Unless
if he's
we
gonna
are
stay on
at the deadline and it is wide open for whatever reason, then you're like, okay, I'll give you 4 first rounders for Kawhi,
It's just
and we'll just keep him on ice until
I'm gonna put
April.
in protections on those picks though.
Oh, for
boy
su- for
sounds
sure.
so crazy. Like it's Kawhi Leonard, but it's just such a chance that he comes and it's like he's hurt now.
His healthiest season in 6
But
years.
even
playing
after
the
that,
playoffs.
we don't win and we think we can run it back. He's leaving now.
I put him at 18
He's leaving
for the
now.
slight benefit that he could be a little bit healthy. But I like 19. It's just you have to think about that question.
If he's healthy, it's a competent team.
If he's healthy at the deadline, right? And let's say
I hear a lot of ifs right
and
now.
let's say he's available. If you're the Nuggets, are you trading MPJ for him?
No. Well, where am I?
MPJ and what?
How much more money do you need?
I would assume at least 10 more million. Zeke Naji.
Yeah.
And am I throwing any draft capital? I'm just to make the money match.
Why the heck? Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Why am I in the Clippers? Why am I doing it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It has
the
to be
Clippers
some
Because
type
have
of
just
to
because you
draft
want the
assets.
draft picks, they're the only team that's probably offering.
How
you
many
something.
draft picks you think they're giving them?
You're not getting the only
Two.
the only
don't really
team
have
that I
a lot
feel
of
like has like you can go answer for the draft conversation is OKC, and I don't know if OKC making that damn deal.
They're okay.
Yeah,
They're probably
they're,
really okay.
they're going to be at the
Unless-
top of the conference.
That was a team I was like, OKC, if it had a chance to get Kawhi and you maybe had to give up like J-Dub, do you take that?
Hell
no. You
No,
don't.
0%
No,
chance.
no, you don't. You
0%
don't trade a.
chance.
You don't trade a young
If
talent
I'm
like J-Dub.
OKC and I'm trading for Kawhi, here go 12 first rounders that we don't care about. I'm keeping my core,
and
bro.
cap fillers.
Yeah.
Nikola Topic.
No, nope. Sorry. I'm hanging up the phone. I've never watched a single second of film on Nikola Topic. I'm still hanging up the phone.
I would even think it would be pushed. I think that the idea of it is really cool. Obviously, you add Kawhi Leonard, like a Finals MVP to your team.
Yeah.
and
Let me ask you this.
But it's
You
just
know what the
I think
team is?
Let me ask you
it's
this.
such a risk.
Huh? You know what the team is?
What?
It's the Grizzlies.
The
I
Grizzlies
thought that too, but
make
I
it
got another
happen.
team.
Okay.
It's Lakers.
We don't got no.
After saying this, my city going to the Lakers, that would be crazy.
It's tough because they gave up a lot of their draft picks too. Shit.
Yeah, we don't. We got one draft.
No, the
pick.
team I'm talking about. Don't forget Jay McDaniels
Oh,
and some other stuff.
They already have 3 max contracts.
yeah,
so
they would add. They would just
I'm
be.
giving you Nas Reed too.
still,
Ooh,
Nas Reed
that's-
ain't like 12 million. That
He
boy
do.
on the bargain.
Yeah,
deal. But
but
fit wise, I like it. It's just impossible to get there. It has to
Yeah.
be Cat or Rudy. It would have to be
What-
one of the bigs.
What if I give you Cat?
I think you go. I think the Clippers would stay on the phone if you started bringing up Cat.
what if
I
I what
think
if I
they would
dangle
too.
Rudy instead of Cat though?
No.
I don't hang up if I'm the Clippers.
You hang
I
up.
think you got to look at it at the standpoint. It's just like the Clippers had, like they were on the road to win a championship with the roster they had, and they just kind of fell away with nothing. And I think that with the roster, they know right now the roster is not going to be able to be that competitive unless we talked about all these ifs. But it's just like, how can we turn this situation into something positive? And I think just like letting it be okay that you're a mediocre team is just, I don't think they want to do that.
Yeah, I think they don't have the leverage in the deal. Unfortunately.
I must because Kawhi just resigned this
Yeah,
season,
and
right?
didn't he
So
sign a
still got
3-year
couple-
extension?
Yeah,
Last year,
he signed
yeah.
a little extension.
I give
so.
you Cat, some other stuff. My lineup is Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Kawhi Leonard, and Rudy Gobert.
It's a really competent, good lineup.
Yeah,
If
I-
Kawhi Leonard is out there.
yeah.
I think I'm just keeping Cat.
Yeah, because of the if.
Yeah,
Because if the if
And-
doesn't exist, then I would say they
and
probably
Cat just
interested.
does everything I want him to do so perfectly.
Oh,
You know that Kawhi could do that.
perfectly?
Yeah,
He be saucing shit up, don't he? I don't be saying
That boy was in the
Perfectly.
playoffs and could have hit it. They probably would have won another game if he would have just made like one more shot at one of those. We went like 0 for 10. 0 for
As soon as you put the ball in the ground, that's what Cat do.
that's true.
But don't forget this part after the whistle.
And he good for at least one charge where he driving hard as hell to the hard
And
to
you
the
like
rim
the
and he knock
aggression,
it
but it's
down.
like, golly. Now, his playoffs was very weird. With one game, he was the best in the world. And the other game, you're like, bro, you have 3 fouls in 6 minutes. What the hell are we doing right now?
Such a polarizing run.
He literally had
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards say like, "When you don't get in foul trouble, we good."
Yeah.
Like
And
just
that-
don't
and
worry.
you
Just
saw-
all
you
you got to
saw it
worry about is
translate.
not getting
Yeah.
in foul trouble next game.
They
In
all
foul
have
trouble.
polarizing postseasons. One day, Anthony Edwards was Michael Jordan. And then the next day, he said, I'm out of shape. One day, Rudy Gobert is protecting like crazy. Next day, he stepped back against Luka.
The step back is crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing we talking about is more polarizing than that.
Yeah.
The step back.
Yes. Yes, the step back.
Because I will die on the hill that there's nothing he could have done regardless.
No, it wasn't.
The real thing is, why the hell do we allow the switch? That's
And
no,
you,
no, no,
and
no,
you know
no.
what's funny? I saw a recent clip of like Jaden McDaniels' reaction after he switched,
and he was like, fuck.
and like he
Yeah.
looked mad.
You just saw that clip?
No, I mean no, I saw
Oh.
it happen in real play, but like I never saw Jaden McDaniels' actual facial expression of
Because I don't think it was the plan.
Yeah.
It just so happened, the game happens.
yeah,
And
and you didn't want to.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Because it went viral.
That was a bad.
Oh, no.
After the
play.
game,
Yeah.
you can see Jay McDaniels, that had went viral. But you talking about the Lucas step back.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when Rudy hit that
Oh.
shot.
Oh, you talking about?
Fade away, not step back.
Yeah.
Fade
No,
away.
no, I know exactly what
The
he
start
said.
of his
post
career.
fade,
That
yeah.
was the most polarizing shit.
Yeah.
They ended up winning that game. Was that the same game?
They won
That was
the
a,
game.
that they won that KB. That was one of those shots where if he hits that
His
shot,
game is over.
the game
Yeah,
is
If we
over.
playing a series on 2K, I'm like, we got the next one, y'all. Let them have this. Don't even get mad, Kyron. Calm down.
Man.
I got it.
He's so corny too. His reaction to when he do good stuff is so corny. Just like that light-skinned brother, that light-skinned rapper brother that you mentioned 2 episodes ago. You remember he called Logic the light-skinned corny dude?
That's crazy.
Who always rap about being mixed. He
The
do.
next team we got at 18 is the Golden State Warriors. We got 14 from Pierre, 17, 2019. So a big gap, 6-spot gap between
I
the
think
Golden
I
State
had them the
Warriors.
lowest. I said I had them 20. I do
What you
not
have
feel
them?
confident in the Warriors.
17.
I
And then
have
he had
them
him
at-
19.
I do not feel confident in the Warriors. I feel like most of it is probably like Steph Curry. After that, we know the Warriors have an intricate system and everything like that. Like, I think it's going to be a little time before you could just put it together for all of them.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing. Is like they kind of have a big gelling period and a chemistry thing that they're gonna have to figure out, and I think that's gonna take some time. And you putting in a new guy, probably like Buddy Hield, in a place as Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was such a big part of that system, and he understood all the reads and react. He was actually a very solid player within that system too. I mean, a playmaker, like a passer. I just don't know how well that's gonna translate to Buddy Hield. I've never seen Buddy Hield play in the same.
I also don't know how much Buddy Hield is expected to be a part of what they're doing.
I think a lot of stuff that y'all
Like
saying
he'll play for sure, but like
is reasonable. Every team will have that gelling period when you have acquisitions and things like that. But I'm on KB's. That's my thinking. When I look at the projected starting lineup, I don't see anybody they acquired.
it's the
that's
same
gonna be
thing,
starting.
same starting
You're gonna
lineup.
have Steph Curry, AirPods, Kuminga, Draymond, and Wiggins or Trace Jackson Davis. However you want to go, all of those guys were there last year. They know the system. Buddy Hield is a good pickup because if you get the best out of Buddy Hield and he's making shots at a premium, then he can play. But if he not, then he just don't play. And it ain't like you're paying him $25 million anymore to do that. Then you look at last year in a tough ass season with the Draymond shit, they still won 46 games. I truly believe you take away the Draymond with all of those incidents, that team can win 50 games. And they if they win 50 games, they are comfortably in the playoffs, and that's no play-in. I take that
I
in
can't see them
consideration.
winning no 50 games.
And I think their team is better than last year. I just do. I think you give a new year for AirPods after being in the system for a year. Trace Jackson Davis, an extra year. He's going into year 2. Jonathan Kuminga, I think this is his coming out party this season. I think a lot of people, if you look at the Warriors, I think everybody would take that bet if this is going to be the year for Kuminga. Last year, he had to request a trade for playing time. I don't think he has to go through that this year. So I think I look at all of the bodies. They have a good 10 to 11 guys that can play. And I look at Steph Curry. Hey, man,
So what a great
Steph Curry is going to do what he does.
And the 427 minutes that Wiggins, Draymond, and Kuminga played together, do y'all think they have a positive or negative net rating
This was last season?
last season?
I'm gonna go negative.
I'm going to go
'cause
negative.
Wiggins wasn't that good last year.
Plus 12.88.
Oh,
I did not expect it to be that good,
No,
considering the lack of shooting. But the defense was disgusting with those three on the court together, and then the offense was good as well.
well, 'cause
So I would have
I'm
guessed that
guessing
that's
Steph
their
Curry was
starting
also on the
together.
court with them.
I would assume so too.
Yeah.
So they're probably
Steph,
running really
AirPods,
small.
Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that too. And like I said, your bench is going to be the guys that you have to jail. They're high IQ players. The Anthony Melton, Kyle Anderson,
The
Buddy
Anthony Mount
Hield.
probably the least person I'm worried about.
And you still have Trace Jackson Davis, Kevon Looney, Gary Payton II. They have bodies out there. They have bodies.
I do see what you're saying though about how they won 46 games. If Draymond don't get suspended for all those games, they probably do hit 50 wins.
The Clippers are also a team that falls now. So,
I think they get placed with the Grizzlies.
oh yeah, true. Very true.
Next team, Miami Heat at 17. 16, 18, 17, 17 is where they rank.
Okay, we
with
had
us.
them all.
Within one or
Yeah.
two.
This
I
is
feel
kinda-
like they're one of those teams that you still got to give some confidence in just because it's Jimmy and Bam on the team still.
Mhm.
And it's not like they haven't been there before where there's like they've been the team that's kind of counted out, but they still always kind of make it through. So you give them the benefit of the doubt. And also, it's Eric Spoelstra too. Like he's one of the best coaches.
Yeah, I think they're typically always around middle of the pack.
Yeah,
they never bottom out, and they never accept. Well, they have had years where they were really good, but they're kind of always around this area. At
I
least
have them
as of late.
16. Where you have them, D-Mills?
17.
Okay.
Yep, 16, 18, 17, 17.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we talked a lot about the Miami Heat over the last couple episodes because I've talked about buying, Bam, shooting, So next team at 16, Sacramento Kings. 19, 16, 16, 15. So the Sacramento Kings
I have the
rank.
Kings at 19.
Okay.
I had him at
You had
16.
I had them at 15.
I was saying they could be one of those teams that does surprise us, and they are maybe like a top 4 somehow, some crazy seed just because they are rolling.
Damn, top 4.
It could happen.
4?
Especially if you start out strong. I mean, they have, especially with DeMar, who we talked about, who kind of raises their ceiling, but they still have a good team. Like De'Aaron Fox, I thought he He had an okay year. I thought it was a little bit far off from the year before that, but I think he is good for a bounce back, especially the way he's been shooting the ball more. Sabonis, he's good, should be more healthier now that he had his offseason. So I think they should be straight coming into the season. I think they have a good chance to be like a surprising top seed.
I like them. Top 4 is where you lose me because I'm Thunder, Timberwolves, Mavericks, Nuggets. I mean, I don't even think they're going to be better than the Grizzlies or the Suns. So, at best, their best situation is avoiding a play-in. To me, it's something with the Kings that it might not have anything to do with them. It's just the rest of the West. To be honest with you, I think they have a chance to be better than the Clippers. I think it's not a far-fetched that they could be better than the Pelicans. Hell, they could be better than the Lakers and the Warriors. But even then, like I said, you still have to worry about the Suns, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Mavericks, Timberwolves, Thunder.
I was thinking who could
It's
be
just a
better,
numbers game.
the Kings or the Pelicans.
The math prom.
I
Kings
feel
or
like I
Pelicans?
feel like they're in the same boat where they have new additions, DeJounte and DeMar. Already decent teams before even adding the addition. It's just how much does that addition improve your team? And we looked at DeJounte, it was like they're probably not being the top of the West with that. Or same thing with the Kings, they're probably not being the top of the West with that add.
I think it would be extremely close if I had to pick and guess.
They're one spot apart from me on my personal power
Right.
rankings. So.
I think they like 1 or 2. On
And New
mine.
Orleans
God
is the
bless you.
higher team by 1.
New Orleans is the higher team for me too.
What I would say though, you said that DeMar DeRozan is going to raise their ceiling. I think he raises their floor more than he raises their ceiling because of his consistent regular season play. I'm excited to see exactly how they incorporate them. Him will being a fast team and him, like we mentioned earlier, being a slower player.
Have to worry about them defensively. You have
Definitely.
the Kings.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm not
Oh, you
looking at them to play
having
defense
Sabonis
at all.
and DeMar on the court. At
I
the
do
same
look at
time?
some of the
Yeah.
times where it's like I thought they lost close games because you can't even really say they're young anymore. Like turnover, just like sloppy play that like a team that's been there before.
And
would
they're
really
trying to
have.
outscore you.
Yeah, I think DeMar DeRozan, he will add to that late game closing out, and they will help them be that extra game difference that they kind of needed.
Yeah, I think they're better defensively than we give them credit for, but still not one of the teams that you think about being a defensive oriented team at all.
Boys got some bonus down low trying to block shots. I ain't worried
Last
about
year in
that.
the clutch, they were 1 game over 500, 20 and 19.
You said, oh yeah,
But
that's
then
what I'm
like
saying.
the year
DeMar,
before that, they were like one of the clutchest teams in the league. So
Yeah.
like that really
they don't
hurt
got to be the
them.
number one clutch team, but DeMar definitely gonna make that way better.
But in the clutch, they were 6th defensively, which is pretty damn good.
So when need
That's
be, they
with,
lock
that's
up.
with the Celtics, the Knicks, the Magic. The Bulls were the best clutch defense in basketball last season.
Where were the Pacers at? Because it seemed like they were a
So
good
this sounds
defensive
like a
team in
stat
the
that I
clutch.
should really give two
The
damns
Pacers were
about.
26. But no, the Bulls,
Damn.
no. The Bulls were a clutch team last year.
Okay.
It's like outside of the clutch, they were awful. But if you got into a clutch game with the Bulls, I mean, we were 27-17 in clutch situations. That's pretty good.
27 and 17.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. We played
they
the
had
most
DeMar.
clutch minutes in all in
Well, they had
basketball.
DeMar
last year.
DeRozan.
We sure did.
so
Sure did.
that
That was gonna be Josh
Yeah.
Giddey.
Ouch. The best clutch team in basketball last year, according to net rating, is the Nuggets.
makes sense.
Makes sense.
Which-
Jokic.
Probably one of the
Jokic.
most well executing teams there is.
Oh yeah, they have Jokic and Jamal.
Because when Jokic wants to get a basket, he's gonna get within 10 feet and he's gonna make the shot. It's like, what is the recipe to stop that? It just you don't have it.
It is crazy to see him get in that mode though.
Yeah, yeah.
But just a pass first guy when he like okay.
I guess.
Bro,
I'll-
it'd
I'll
be
get
so
the bucket.
crazy, especially when they be like the best defenders. They be like Rudy Gobert, and like he's taking Anthony Davis and give him that little shoulder, and it's like Anthony
Yeah.
Davis be blocking everything. He can't get
Yeah.
to that.
And Jokic ain't that athletic either. Or
I don't
jump
know,
high.
man. In that Gordon Dragic game, he threw a
Bro,
self
that-
lob.
I don't think he jumped higher than me that I could on that
He
lob.
still made it, boy.
Luka looked all out of shape. It's funny how Luka and Jokic are so funny. Like they're like the top 2 players in the league. But when you see pictures of them in the off season, they both look so out of shape.
They're
Like they not doing anything.
They're like Mystique. Like their body change. Like James Harden, body
The fast
changes
suit.
within 2 weeks of time.
Yeah, but then you like see like LeBron working out and like you
Yeah.
see his physique, you see Zion, you see all these other dudes.
So my question: who hit the genetic lottery more? A guy that can come into a season out of shape and still win MVP, or a guy like Bron who's 6'8" and maybe the fastest?
Is that
in the league?
genetics though? Or is that like more so your skill set?
no, there's genetics.
I think it's genetics.
it's genetics.
I think it's
To
genetics.
be out of shape but still be the best is pretty genetic, if you ask me.
yeah, because like
in
you're
my
so,
head, I feel like that don't make sense.
like you're so skilled, but like you just not physically.
Because
at
I
your
would
peak
say I
yet.
feel like LeBron, oh, that's the top of the crop, but like the athleticism would be like the genetics lottery. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what makes it special when you don't have that genetic lottery and you're still able to do the stuff like that.
I see what you're saying.
The genetic lottery to me is Kevin Durant, especially at the time.
Oh no, that's not what we were talking about though.
Oh,
We were talking about like what's the lottery, being able to come into the season out of shape and still win MVP, or be like in peak shape like LeBron and still just be.
Who
Really
do you
good?
think won the more genetic lottery? Either
LeBron James.
I mean, yeah, the real answer is LeBron.
LeBron
Yeah.
James.
Because he's a freight train, 6'8",
I
fast.
would
But like
rather be able
Jokic and Luka notoriously comes into the season.
Could care less.
out
I'd
of
rather play
shape.
20 years at peak
Yeah,
and have people saying,
Yeah.
is he
Yeah,
ever gonna
LeBron's a
fall?
bad example. 'Cause
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
he
yeah.
played
I was
20
gonna say,
years
that's
at the
like
best
the
in the
top.
world. But I'm trying to think about
LeBron
a
has
guy
probably
like that.
came into the league out of shape, and we would never know because his out of shape is peak shape for other
Different,
people.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about
Is
running
that the
what,
same with like Luka and Jokic?
5 miles a game.
Like,
So what about like Russell Westbrook? I feel like that's genetic lottery right there.
That's
It might not be
100% genetic
size,
lottery.
but like athleticism, that's
Yeah.
carrying a lot of his
and
game.
Nearly
he's
a one-on-one.
always in shape.
Yes.
I don't think we have a question if
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook was out
Another
of shape.
guy where if he's out of shape, we probably wouldn't notice because he's just always.
We wouldn't notice. That 26% jump shot is now 16% jump shot.
I don't think
He's still gonna play like
I-
hell.
I
though.
But he's still going to jump 6
I
feet
think
to
that's
get it
more
off.
about being in shape.
Yeah.
I think when players' jump shots crash, I think it's like Anthony Davis and Russell because they in there lifting so much
Mhm.
that ball get lighter.
That's
And
how
Russ just
Grayson
played-
Allen
and
was.
Russ
Grayson Allen said that shit, though, bro. He was still shooting lights out.
And I think Russell
That
just
was not
always playing
touching
100
net.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
Will we
Last
see him
year-
at 80? We'll see him at playing at 80 miles?
Last night watching them play against the Jazz, I almost put a tweet out, but it's like, man, I'm telling you, bro, when it's all said and done, we just do not appreciate him. Like so much
You about to
bullshit.
say you don't I'm
So
thinking
much
about
bullshit like tainted Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. That duo was nasty.
It was.
And they had James Harden. Like, we never see some shit like that again,
You-
man.
OKC fan, whatever my Instagram was. That was the reason right
Okay,
there.
see, Mike.
Because Kevin Durant left to the
Well,
Warriors,
he
because
up
they
now.
had a little beef, because they didn't win a championship, so much get like lost in
Yeah.
that. Those two dudes, like you said, think about that.
wasn't
Oklahoma
watching-
City is
Yeah.
where the team is at.
I wasn't invested in OKC at all until I was like, these dudes, KD and Russell Allen.
Oklahoma City, Mike. People was
I
wearing
don't know
jerseys
what's
that
there.
said Oklahoma City.
I don't know what's in Oklahoma right now.
I know.
Some good fashion.
What is Oklahoma City?
I don't know.
That's
It's just got one of them weird outlines on the little map and a little chart of the states.
My favorite Russ moment is when the Lakers stuff happened and he was in his car singing "They Won't Break My Soul." That video got 130,000 likes on.
You remember when LeBron was looking at the stat sheet and they had Russell kind of looking and he was trying to peep as he.
I wonder what was going through LeBron man when he was looking at that stat sheet.
Russell Westbrook's career is so amazing because we literally got to watch Russ kind of grow up, and it was
Yeah.
funny kind of seeing him be like KD's little brother and sidekick, and then he grew into his own. That's
You remember
like,
they used to always had a story like, especially once he really got like this when Russell really started getting his bag. They was like, man, all them shots he taking, those supposed to be Kevin Durant shots right there. That's all people would say.
and the lack of success or the lack of championship is not even their fault, man. It's the one era.
It's Patrick Beverly's fault, man.
It's
Fuck.
that, and it's the. It's that, and it's the one error that Sam Presti ever made.
The only one he ever made, bro.
Ever. James Harden. Not even just trading them. Look at what the fuck they got back. Jeremy Lamb was cool, but he was never like that.
Nope.
Kevin Martin, I got love for you. You never like that. What else did they get from that? It was 3 people.
Joff Laverne was a part of that trade. What am I talking about? I don't remember.
Man,
For Serge.
hey, when 2K come out, I'm starting to rebuild, and I'm trying to get me 3 young players that can be like that.
Well, he's doing it again right now as we speak.
Hell no.
As we speak.
Hell no.
Is
Ain't no
J-
Russell Westbrook on that team.
J-Dub's a future NBA MVP.
Ain't no Russell Westbrook on that team. Ain't no James Harden on that team. Ain't no Russell Westbrook. That's a good,
Isaiah Joe.
they got a really good team, though.
Isaiah Joe.
And you know what's crazy? I'm watching that game. A dude check in. First year out of Congo. Ibaka. I'm like, boy, Sam Presti was cooking.
Mhm.
Cooking.
All right, we're not even halfway through the list. We 2 hours in.
We are. We have 15.
Oh, we literally halfway through. Yeah, 15.
We don't have
Lakers.
to waste much time on this team.
Yeah, 15, 15,
we
15.
talked about them for
we
7
gave
minutes.
them 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
They were almost consensus 15. I think Derek had them 16, so all
Yeah.
within one.
You're always messing
We
us
still
up.
got a chance, man. I like how they counting us out.
Okay.
You liked it like last year too.
14, New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah, 17, 14, 14, 12.
I had him at 17.
So a big gap between,
I have them at
the
12.
ranges.
I'm mad at that. I just can't wait to see who you had higher than them, but I ain't mad at that. So where you got the Pacers?
Next.
I see. I got the Pacers, but the
Wait, right?
everybody-
Wait, where we at? Wait, what?
We have 14 right now.
Oh, 14 is where I have the Pacers.
Wait, let's
Never mind.
let's stay with the New
Yeah.
Orleans Pelicans. The acquisition of DeJounte Murray should make it better. I think that both of him and Trae Young were playing out of their element together, and I think
Yes.
this gives him an opportunity to go back to the primary ball handler full time. This is really the first point guard we've seen with Zion Williamson, and he
Yes.
looks as
Talk
in
to me,
shape
KB.
as ever. He said he's still trying to lose 10 more pounds for the season start. He's already thinner than what he was when he was at Duke. I'm buying
He's one of
it.
them players too that I feel like it just is every other week.
Can
Where I
we-
see a picture, he's in shape,
shape-shifting. Yeah.
and then the other one is like, oh
But
my
but
god.
this one look real. Even though his
He did look
beard,
good.
he need to trim that beard.
You don't like
up
the
a little
beard?
bit.
I don't like the hand
beard, but he
tattoo.
needs to, when it's all the way down here.
That
Yeah.
That's when you got.
When you got the neck beard,
Yeah,
the
let's
neck
fix it up a
beard
little
kind of
bit.
nasty.
I don't
a
even
little
like
bit.
it under. You couldn't even really see. I don't even like this.
What did he have on his hand? I did see he had a hand tattoo, but what was
Some
it?
shit he should not have on his hand. This is the elephant in the room that I need to address with y'all.
Mhm.
Who comes off the bench? Maybe it's not that big of a.
Trey Murphy.
But even with
Hey,
it, they still need someone else off the bench.
I am not talking to you no more. I'm talking to these two only. If he get in the conversations because of y'all,
I like the lineup.
Derek,
What?
we know Trey Murphy's coming off the bench.
Oh.
DeJounte Murray, Herb Jones, CJ
CJ
McCollum,
McCollum,
Brandon
Brandon
Ingram,
Ingram,
Zion
Zion.
Williamson. That's not going to be their five.
Yeah, you're right.
Come on, wake up, man. The season almost here, damn it.
My fault. You're
Okay,
right.
you
I like-
apologize, so I like it.
And it don't make sense because CJ just had a really, really good season,
Yeah.
and he's one of the highest paid players. I like DeJounte, Herb, B.I.Z. center named
Ease
Daniel Tice,
Messi.
I guess.
Ease
Ease Messi.
Missy.
I like that lineup to have CJ come off the bench because I
Yeah.
can't have an All-NBA defender come off the bench.
But I'm going to tell you this. They arguably could have one of the best benches in the league if you have CJ, Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado coming off that bench. That is a nasty
Yeah,
bench. That was the point I was trying to make last night on my stream. We're going to get to them. Bradley Beal coming off the bench. I know it sounds crazy. It might not be that
That was
bad.
the first thing I thought about when they got Tyus Jones, and then later they got Monte Morris. I'm like, I don't think it's out around for Bradley Beal to
It's
come off
not
the bench.
against Brad. It's not to say he sucks and is bad at
If it,
basketball.
and that's why, like, and this is a little bit off, but when you talked about Thabo Cephalosha starting and stuff like that, like, I love them type of players that he played probably 20 minutes a game, probably a little bit more if it need be, because he was going to start, he's going to play defense, but we had somebody coming in, and James Harden knew what he was going to do off that bench.
Yeah.
Most likely he was closing the game or whatever like that. So
You like the filler.
yeah, and
fill this spot.
those are one of the I think those are one of the most important roles too, because like in those 20 minutes, you're kind of like showing why you're a damn starter. You know what I'm
there's two
saying?
important things in the game. It's the
Right.
start and it's the finish.
Right.
You come in, you help us start this game with your defense, your pedigree, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and that other guy is going to finish the game with his whatever.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I do think that that's an underrated thing.
I
You know,
think the
Lamar
close,
Odom
yeah.
didn't start for the Lakers. He was their X factor.
The close game, Zion's probably gonna close at the 5. Honestly.
You think so?
Yeah, I think.
I
that-
need to
I
see
think
it.
that
I think it
offensive.
depends on the matchup.
Yeah, and also having that offensive punch to close out games with CJ in the lineup next to DeJounte is going to be something.
I
they
agree,
probably
but if it
want.
hurts you that much defensively and on the glass, but I just got to
Yeah.
see it. You're
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
we
It
just
ain't
gotta
out of the
see it,
realm
yeah.
of possibility. But
Because ain't nobody guarding that on the other side. You know what
No.
I'm saying?
They're
But
not.
it's just
Unless,
he hasn't
yeah.
shown that like he could really be an effective. At
Well, he
the
did-
center.
if-
I don't know, man. I'm looking at these stats.
and he's
How many
slimming
minutes
down.
he got at center?
14% of his minutes, whatever that means. They don't give me the exact number. I apologize.
Think of it as a pizza. How much of a pizza is 14% of it? Is that 2 slices?
Derek?
No.
I don't know.
He gonna say
It depends how big the pizza is.
Is it Papa John's? Is it
But
Giordano's?
in these 14% of his minutes playing the center position, they had a net rating or a net differential of plus 10.
Okay.
That's because it's 14%.
I was gonna say
So
I'm
Derek's
not,
saying
I'm
it had
not
to be
looking at
about
But no, closing out games would probably be closer to 14%. If we talk the last 2 minutes of every game, that might end up being like 14%.
But if if you have confidence enough to close it out, that means you're doing it at another part of the game too.
maybe. Like I think about the death lineup for the Warriors. They actually historically didn't play
Don't-
a ton of
Hey,
minutes
don't
together.
compare that line.
But I'm just saying like that was their secret weapon.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
was but they might have played maybe 25 minutes with that lineup. 25 minutes, 25%, which is obviously higher than 14%. But like, it's like one of those lineups that you pull out when necessary.
Yeah.
But closing games
They had a
Is it-
defensive rating of 107.9.
is closing games is necessary, and they might be in a lot of close games this year. But I hope they do, because if we can get Zion at center, and that's just something that just unlocked, that just boosts him up more.
yeah, that also, in a way, it alleviates that problem. Like that offense is like we need that center to stretch the floor.
If it's
he
that
can't
damn,
play center,
I'm gonna say if it's that damn good, start him.
You know, I have expected wins, right? If
Yeah.
Zion played the 5 full time, they're expecting 64 wins.
Hey man, get the
What?
fuck out of here. Stop talking to me. All right,
That's 2K type
Cleaning the
Okay.
glass. It's cleaning the
come
glass.
on, man.
That's crazy.
Just do it.
64 wins?
Yeah,
But that's
do
only,
it.
again, that's based on the
Yeah.
stats of 14%.
Yeah, for sure.
Sample size is way too small. Next team, Indiana Pacers at 13. We had 13, 11, 11, 14. So all within the same realm here.
Okay.
I had the Pacers 13th on mine.
I had him 14.
I had them 11, and you had them 11 as well. Again,
talked about them a little bit last
We
episode,
talked about
too.
last episode. I trust the offense, and the defense started to round itself off. And with Pascal and Tyrese playing however minutes they played together in the playoffs, I think it's all going to be good. And then Lego Man is going to be back at the center position. He's going to be great.
Lego man is crazy.
Have y'all thought about Lego?
No.
I have.
Yeah,
We,
I
we
seen
did,
that.
we did some pieces when our internet was off.
I seen that Jordan had the collaboration.
Me too. I got
We
like
can get the Jordan 4s as in like
Oh, Nike and
the dude was wearing the shoe.
Lego are just collaborating.
Yeah,
so
he was wearing the shoe.
I've
They
tried
trying to
putting
hop
Legos together. It just don't work. I'm very
it doesn't
bad.
work. What does
I've
that
always
mean?
I
like
don't
the
work.
big.
I can't do
Oh.
it.
I've always liked the
he said
big.
it don't work.
I've always liked the
Probably.
big building blocks so you can make all type of
Guns?
stuff. Yep.
No.
But the little Legos is just. But I did want to do a Lego of like a Darth Vader, because I went to the Lego.
That always
Yeah.
surprised me when I look at Legos and it'll be like a little box, 100 pieces. It'll be like $49.99. Like Legos is probably one of the most expensive little hobbies
It's a
too.
really expensive hobby. Next team we have is the Memphis Grizzlies at 12. 11, 13, 12, and 11.
Okay.
I had them 10.
10, 13, 12, and 11.
I have him at 11.
Yeah.
Hey man, I think this team. I think we talked about them last episode too. I think you made a really good point about having those guys like Vince Williams Jr. now being depth pieces
Him and
off your
Gigi
bench.
Jackson.
Those are gonna. We get it. You like Gigi Jackson. You bring him up every time the Grizzlies come. Stop doing it. No, I'm just joking. 'Cause I do
Your
the
name you
same.
got to bring up.
I do the same thing with Jalen Johnson. So I love that you got your guy that you gonna bring up every time. I love it. I think Mike need to have one. Who is your guy? Like we joke
Brandon
with
Knight.
KB about Rudy. He got
Anthony
Gigi
Davis.
Jackson. Yeah, because
do,
I
yes,
I said
for
yeah,
years,
Anthony Davis got to make a shot. You said well, no, because he could just. It's the other guys that got to make the shots. He can miss as much as he wants to.
I ain't saying he can miss as much as he wants to. I said it's not his priority to space the floor. I don't think that's the thing he needs to be doing the most.
I don't want to fight, brother. So
You know I get down about Anthony
don't
Davis.
mind me.
If I
But
wear
yeah,
my jersey.
Do
I
you
think
think
the
you would
Grizzlies
ever
gonna
be
be
able to
good.
stream with him?
Yeah. You gonna play GTA?
I would love that, but Mike.
You gonna walk up with the Anthony Davis jersey?
Yeah,
on
he's not
GTA?
going. How would you initiate a conversation if we was at an all-star party and you seen them?
I think the best answer is
I
that
don't
you don't.
Yeah.
But how are you ever gonna stream? You gotta engage with somebody.
You build your stream big enough where he reach out to you.
Oh,
X.
You
By
got to
that-
play more than Madden and 2K to do
I was
that. though.
finna say by the time that happen, Anthony Davis, you ain't gonna want to stream one. He gonna be out the league and shit.
He still might have stories, though. All you got to do is get one viral story out of him.
What are you talking about?
You think
They
I'm gonna
stream
interview
together.
him?
He
He
said-
talking about we're streaming together.
Yeah, I know. You would still ask him. You probably still
Nah,
ask
they
him
playing
something.
GTA
Oh.
because y'all role playing. He not Anthony Davis. He's a fucking cop. for
Yeah,
whatever
he's a
reason.
cop.
I don't like when
remember
people
he
be
shot
in
the
my
Steph Curry
if
dude?
I'm
yes, on the cliff. Yeah.
yeah, I don't like when I'm playing a game with people in my Discord and they
And
trying
they
to
ask
ask
you
me.
questions.
Yeah,
out. It's like,
Yes,
we
it's
Mike,
the
what you think about the
worst.
Grizzlies this year?
It's the
Like, bro,
worst.
I'm losing in 2K.
That's the
bro.
worst,
Shut
man. That's
up.
the worst.
Mike, when the album drop?
And it's so hard to
So
tell.
what you think about your shot falling off when you used to be able to knock it down? So
Right,
now you shoot
right.
10%.
It's so hard.
What happened to your jump, AD?
It's so hard to tell the people in the Discord that too. It's like you try to find a nice way to be like, shut the fuck up.
I just
don't
always
care.
use
You mute your mic.
the Chadwick Boseman clip from Black Panther 1 where he say, "Whoa, we don't do that around here." I just do that.
But you
every
know what's the
time.
worst? When we about to do the runs and it's during the season and while we waiting for everybody to join in there, somebody always unmute their mic. Man, it's a good one right here, man. And then somebody just start going and going, and now you got 10 people talking about basketball, and you just in the party waiting for the shit to start, and they just saying the dumbest shit ever. General fans say some crazy stuff.
That's why I just like to listen or just read comments.
I just be joining Discord and not saying nothing, just to hear.
I
what
know.
people
I be
up to.
seeing you all the time. It'd be funny. Because I be wondering what you be listening into.
And it always says not playing.
Yeah.
That's
be
from the
chilling.
runs.
All right, let's finish this because I gotta use the bathroom.
Team number
I'm
11,
feeling like Mike. All this
Orlando
water.
Magic.
It's so hot. I gotta make sure my water level is up because I don't see nobody else drinking
You said
water. You
11
drinking
was the
coffee?
Magic?
Ooh,
I
you in
always
trouble?
got water.
I got water right now.
Okay, Mike, where your water at? It's gonna be hot, brother. Come on, man. Austin, you watered up? Yeah, he got a little crystal water. Okay. All right. At
Orlando
12.
was at 11.
No, yeah,
We ain't do 12.
Memphis was 12.
Oh, okay. Who was at
Um,
11?
Orlando Magic.
That's where I got
11,
the magic.
12, 10, and 10.
That's where I got the
Okay.
magic, man. I
I
just
like
think
how
that
we always kind of like in sync. A
Yeah,
little
there's
bit.
not been much change.
4 spot higher here
Yeah.
or there.
We will see a team that's pretty significantly different. But Orlando Magic, another team we've talked about a lot over the
Yes,
last
we
2
did.
weeks or so.
We will continue to do so because
Um,
Paulo Banchero is my
We
twin.
gonna give the Orlando Magic their platform.
If
a little
nobody- if
bit,
nobody do.
because the Orlando Magic, some of their fans pissed me off last year when they was trying to talk crazy when they was a second seed. But it's cool. They still had a
But you know what's
successful year.
crazy? They ended up being the fourth. They actually ended up
a
being
really good
as
season.
good as the Magic fans saying they should have been. They didn't end up doing it.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I just let you
I'm
finish.
just excited for them. Like I'm expecting, but I also think like they have the total chance to get like a top 4 or top 3.
I was just saying that because my Knicks ended up second, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Next team we have
laugh.
is the Phoenix Suns.
I had them at 12, but we got them
12,
at
10,
10.
13, and 7. So also a 6-spot
Who got them at
difference.
7? Derek?
He raised his hand like he had an answer.
Damn. Okay.
Talk to me about them being 7 for you.
For me, I think they needed that whole little year to go through that. I think we're gonna see Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal figure it all out. I think at the beginning of the year they dealt with a lot of health. Devin Booker was out, Bradley Beal was out. It was just KD and a bunch of guys out there. Essentially, Grayson Allen showed us last year that he's a sniper. He's one of the best shooters in the league. They now add Tyus Jones, Monte Morris. I thought their offseason was good. They added smaller pieces that I think could actually elevate them a lot. So I'm buying high on the Phoenix Suns this year. I think
I'm
they're
not
going to be
mad
one of
at
the
it.
best teams out west.
I think they're
don't
going to be
like
better
their
too.
big rotation, but other than that, everything else.
That's
you
my
said you
big-
don't like their rotation?
their big rotation.
Oh, the big.
After
I mean,
Kevin
that's
Durant and
fine.
Nurkic is what? Bol,
Yeah.
Azubuike.
You know,
And
I
then
was
the
saying the
rookie they
same thing,
picked
but I
up
was
who's
like,
not
I
even a
feel like
5-man.
Kevin Durant's.
Uso.
Also Iguodala from
Yeah.
I feel like Kevin Durant's
my boy
teams,
Ryan Dunn. Shout out to Ryan
they be
Dunn. who's on
finding
that
a
team.
way to be solid defensively.
Who?
For some reason, like the most teams that Kevin Durant's on, you probably wouldn't expect them to be crazy defensively, especially in LA, like the Brooklyn Nets one. They was an all right team, which you probably didn't expect to.
I'm not mad at the idea of having a Walmart version of their backcourt come off the bench. So instead of it being, it's a normal start lineup, be Tyus and Devin Booker, then the Walmart
Monte
version is
Brad.
Monte and Bradley Beal. I just don't think the Eagles are going to allow that to happen. I
Yeah.
think Grayson Allen is just going to have to slide into being a new 6-man. Even
You
though I
got
like him
Royce
better
O'Neal,
as a
too.
starter. Yeah, Royce O'Neal was really good for them second half of that
Oh,
season.
he's a
Royce
perfect
O'Neal,
type of
Royce,
player that
yeah.
they've needed.
Royce O'Neal is a perfect
So
type
they
of player.
actually have a real rotation that you trust. It's just a matter of who does Bud decide is getting the bulk of the minutes? How many minutes will all three play together? How do you divvy it up?
I definitely think
Should
they'll
be
be better than last year. I just was surprised that
In
you
my
had them at
mind
7.
too, I be thinking like if I'm Bradley Beal, like it makes sense. Like obviously most of the time too, you're probably still gonna be closing out too. But I think there's that hold on because like we always talk about it. Once you get to that spot, you probably looked into that spot across the league. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna always view him as like maybe a 6-man or a player that's potentially coming off the bench.
I mean, at some point he's going to have to go into that mode. I don't think Bradley Beal's a guy that's going to be a starter his whole career. Some point it's going to have to happen.
I mean,
I
that's,
know it do
that's
sound
damn near for
crazy.
anybody except for like the top of the crop. But like he's still a above average starter in the league. Just because that bad
Yeah, for sure.
It's the
playoff.
contract more than anything.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the last playoff game, I ain't never been
Yeah.
swept before.
Yeah,
And it shut the
he's
bed.
still been really like he's a
No,
real
Bradley
NBA
Beal's
player.
a really good
like,
player,
really
but the
good
one thing we
player.
can't ignore is the contract. I was
Yeah.
telling that to a Bradley Beal fan yesterday. It's the same thing with the Tobias Harris stuff.
It do
The
sound
con-
crazy having a $50 million man come off your bench.
But when you
But-
have a $50 billion man,
Billion,
I feel
man.
like
Million.
I
Yeah.
said million, right?
No,
You
you
said
said billion.
billion.
Oh, when you have a $50 million man,
Damn, Brad.
I feel like if
You
it
have
doesn't,
nothing to prove anymore.
you don't have.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
and
Like it's not like you're not gonna get
you
that money.
also
no more.
want to be the most valuable.
Yeah, no, he has to buy into it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I would love it. He just has to buy into it and play that role. I just don't know if he is.
I
at this
doubt
point.
it.
Well, I pay you. I got you on this team. I
Mhm.
coach you. So you're going to have to buy in.
And guess what, buddy? Your contract is almost untradeable, so you're stuck here regardless. Do what we need you
Unless he says he wants to be traded.
And then what am I gonna do? What's the G? I still
Yeah.
have to say yes to a deal.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't-
He is very good, though. Bradley
It's
Beal is
very good.
very good.
Yeah, I think
The negative connotation on the 6 man or coming off the bench, again, we have to get so past. Like,
Which is
players
crazy, 'cause
have to get past
Manu
that.
Ginobili, man.
And you
Hall of
are,
Famer.
we're not asking you to do it on a contract year. You have $50 million coming in every
that's why
year
I'm
for the
thinking
next
in
2
his head maybe
years.
it's just like it's the ego and it's just like I don't want to be reduced to
Bro,
that
if
role.
you're starting, guess what? You're not making an All-Star game.
Yeah.
You just started last year and gave us 18 points per game.
Mhm.
That ain't getting
and
you
that
an
was
All-Star.
and also he's got to be on the floor this damn season too. I felt like as soon as he came back, he checked right back out.
It's very
I ain't never been
unfortunate.
swept before. It's crazy. To
Yeah,
me.
then what
And
did he
then
have?
well,
1 and 9?
damn.
And he fouled out. He had like 3
6
really bad
turnovers.
turnovers down the
Yeah.
stretch. It's,
Yeah.
Bounce back season though. Number 9, we are in the top 10. Cleveland Cavaliers, 9, 9, 8, and 13.
Who had him 13?
I did.
Every single
I was
outlier,
actually
he's like,
I was looking at 9. I was like, oh, I passed. We Cavs. I was like, they were low.
you at the New Orleans Pelicans over the Cavs this season?
By 1.
That's over him.
Yeah, but I thought they would be around the same range. You know.
I got him almost 10 spots different, but yeah, I like the Cavs at 9. I have the Cavs at 9. I think the Cavs, like I mentioned last time we talked about them, they had a really good year even despite all of the injuries. So you bring that back into them being healthy. You throw in Kenny Atkinson. I don't see how this team won't be successful next year and flirt with 50 wins again. Like
I thought
did
they were
2
at least
years ago.
50 wins down
Yeah,
there.
they
for
won
coming into
48
this season.
last year, right? With all of the injuries, 50 games for Evan, 55 for 57 for Evan, 55 for Donovan, and 50 for Garland or something like that. And they still almost won 50 games. You put a new voice in there that seems is something they've needed. Not only is a new voice, it's a familiar face for Jared Allen and Karis LeVert coming from the Warriors. All the upsides in the world for them to flirt with 50 wins again.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell ain't slowed down one bit.
I don't
That
think
boy is still all NBA.
their defensive infrastructure shouldn't change one bit. And their offense probably is not going to get worse under Kenny Atkinson. So, like, if you're thinking about it that way, they should win 50 games this year.
Yeah.
Should, because before the season, they were a top 3 defense. Number 7 this year. I don't expect them to fall to 10. If anything, I expect them to get closer back to that 3 where they were the year before with health and everything. So,
You got the Pelicans winning 50 games?
Around there, yeah. Because they were around there last year, too.
I think 48 or
Yeah,
so they were very
around
close.
48, 49 wins. So they're right there. And I think adding DeJounte is only going to add more wins. They're probably going to be over 50 this year.
Number 8 is the Milwaukee Bucks. 8, 7, 9, and 9 is where we all had them.
Around
Okay. I had
all
him
around
at
the same
9.
spot.
I had them at 8.
It's hard not to feel good about the Bucks with Giannis being Giannis.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that really is enough for me,
Yeah.
if I'm being
Yes.
honest with you.
I feel like he has, from what happened last year in that first round exit, I really feel like he's coming in this show that like people didn't forgot.
Yeah.
And like he's always around top 3 in the MVPs, but I real life think he's about to get another MVP going into this season.
They had a lot of things go wrong.
I
for
would
them
put my
last
money
year.
on it.
Him or Shea for me.
Yeah, they had a lot of Dame struggled. Efficiency was down across the board. Then they had Chris Middleton hurt for most of the year. Coaching change. Like, at least now, Chris Middleton in the playoffs showed us that he is still Chris Middleton. He just wasn't healthy at the times that we saw him, so we was questioning if he ever would get back to that form. And then in the playoffs, he showed us, no, he is still Chris Middleton. He's needed time to get his rhythm back, get his health back. So now that he had a whole offseason, come in healthy, him and Dame and Giannis, all 3 of them are healthy. It's going to be a dangerous team out east.
I think the Taurean Prince and Gary Trent Jr. pickups can't go unnoticed too.
Very underrated.
They just
pickups,
needed
yeah.
they needed guys.
Torian
They
Prince about to
right,
shoot.
too.
Hey,
the line right.
Torian Prince about to shoot lights out. Same
Because he
thing
left the Lakers.
because he left the Lakers.
All they needed was guys that could play 20 minutes
Yeah.
safely.
And Gary Trent, he's the guy that's probably betting on himself. He wanted
Y'all
to take
see
that lesser
Giannis' new
deal.
jumper?
I did see that video.
I didn't
New?
see
I've
it.
also made a video 2 years ago of him having a new jumper, and he didn't do
It
shit.
wasn't
remember that.
necessarily new. It was just like more fluid.
Just
Like
a
he
little
had
more
more
fluid.
arc on his shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. At
Um,
least he's trying to expand his game a little bit.
7.
My only pushback with the Bucks is that they're the oldest team in basketball. Number
They'll
7,
be all right.
Denver Nuggets.
They young old.
7, 5, 7, 8.
I got him at 7. Now it's like my list.
I had him at 8.
9, 8, and 7 is just my list now. Come on.
Yeah,
Look at us. We all in sync.
Yeah, I said that last episode I wasn't buying Denver Nuggets stock, and then I did this list, and it
it's
still
like,
ended up being
yeah,
really high.
they're gonna be
It's
good.
like,
Yeah.
with Jokic being Jokic again, a guy that can get the shot that he wants, any possession that he wants, it's so hard to guard
And
that.
you did lose KCP, who is valuable, but you
And I
still
think-
have
yeah.
Jamal Porter Gordon, who is changing his number to 32.
Yes.
I was pissed at 2K because they were showing us previews of the game months ago, and he was wearing 32. And I was like, why is he wearing the wrong number? But he's wearing it for his brother that passed away.
Rest
So
in
shout out
peace.
to
rest
Aaron
in
Gordon.
peace.
Yeah, their starting lineup last year and the last couple years have been the best in basketball. How much did KCP contribute to that? I guess we'll find out. But it's still Jokic. Like, it's so hard for me to go away from that. It's
My
just
thing
like
is-
a regular
regular
season.
season.
Exactly.
And my thing is always the defense. We're in a pick and roll heavy league. KCP did a great job of screen navigation and getting over those screens and like helping make up the mistakes that like Jokic isn't a great pick and roll defender. KCP did a good job of making sure that he fought over those screens and he didn't allow Jokic to end up on those islands.
He has some of the best hands in the league.
Yeah, so
Number
taking
6.
that away is gonna be tough.
Dallas Mavericks.
My list continues. I got Dallas
I got
at
Dallas
6.
at 6.
6 is where I had the Knicks.
You was a damn fool.
Coming
Well,
off.
I want to see his list.
Why you have
again.
to? Why you have to say that right now? We getting there. We getting there.
Wait, what number we on?
Number 6.
That's what I said.
I know, but it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Mav-
Dallas coming off the championship run.
Yeah.
The major part is like, okay, Derrick Jones Jr. is
Point of
gone.
attack defender.
Who is going to be the guy to take the main assignment? I don't know the answer to that, but the rest of the offseason I feel really good about.
Yes.
Luka might win an MVP award this season.
Yeah, he's another guy you throw that
Derek
name.
Lively's going to take another jump.
You would
He's
expect
probably
that.
going to take the starting spot, at least I would assume
Yep.
now at this point.
I hope so.
Now you got Daniel Gafford coming off the bench.
I'm buying
You
up
have a
Quentin
nice little
Grimes.
front court, yes.
I'm buying Quentin. That's my point of attack defender. He just won't be starting.
They
Or
also
Najee
been on Zeke
Marshall.
Naji.
Yeah, I thought
Zeke
Najee Marshall, yeah.
Come on, you
It's
talking that shit. Come on, keep it
Najee
going.
Marshall had a career year last
We
year.
love some of the things that we saw from Jaden Hardy in the playoffs.
Yeah,
was
we
it
did.
spectacular? No, but it was little bits and flashes like, oh shit, this could grow into something. So
Shot creation is definitely there.
come on.
Off the bench shot creation is a premium, man. To have that.
And then also they just have the luxury of that they cannot be they just
We're forgetting something.
Who?
It's one more guy. Clay Thompson. Clay Thompson
Did y'all
being
talk
able to
about
be
PJ Washington?
the movement shooter that he is.
Yeah.
99 percentile in movement points. Shout out to B-Ball Index.
You don't see how much not having that boat bound affect him. He can't take the boat to
That
the
mental
game
health,
every day.
That's a big part.
and they have somebody who can make a 3 that's above the break.
Hey, yeah, because PJ Washington was looking at that line like it was a security laser.
No, that's a good point though, man. I was like, I didn't think about that.
In the playoffs, though, because in the regular season, we looked
Yeah,
it up,
that's
he was
crazy.
hitting
He
them.
was
Yeah.
making him above.
Number 5, Philadelphia 76ers.
My list continues. I got him at 5. Come on.
Derek had him at.
I got them top 2.
The Sixers?
Let him explain that. I got it.
Damn.
I saw him put his shoes on. He was fidgeting. I was like, he wasn't gonna make it. I knew he wasn't gonna make it the rest of the episode.
Well, we just gonna skip. Oh no,
No,
we
no,
already-
just
talk-
no,
we're talking Philly.
already
We're
on
talking Philly.
Yeah. For me, I think Philly is the top 2 seed. One, because Joel Embiid, I think he's gonna be in a redemption. He got hurt at the last year. We didn't see the full version of Joel Embiid. He was a guy that was gonna be running. He was gonna win MVP. He was running away with it at one point with it. So and I think adding Paul George to the team is just gonna add so many different elements. Those shots are now being taken by Paul George instead of Tobias Harris. He gives Tyrese Maxey and Joel like another guy that they could trust in late game situations. I think Paul George defensively is still one of the best perimeter defenders we got in the league, and I think he's going to be that perfect glue guy that they've always needed. And I just think regular season wise, they can really come out and dominate the league, especially when you talk about the weaker teams in the league, just because they big 3 is legit. They have an MVP in their big 3 and 2 all-star caliber NBA players in Maxey and Paul George.
Even before Paul George got there, I mean, when Joel Embiid was in the lineup, like they were dominating, like
Yes.
number 1 seed type dominating.
And that's why I think adding Paul George to it, and I'm also projecting they're going to be healthy.
Right, yeah, for sure.
That's why I think they'll be a top 2 team in the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, the way I always think about it is honestly like that team was already really good without Paul George. You're really just taking some of them shots that Tobias was taking, and now it's Paul George. They don't even got to be shots. Paul George is just naturally a better player than Tobias Harris is in terms of like playmaking and IQ and all that. So they're going to be a better team. But when I was kind of going through, these are the top teams. You kind of got to find the things that's different. I don't know if I would take them for a championship yet. And I think some of these other teams, I would look at them and be like, I would probably take them over the Sixers.
Yeah, the first year together is always a struggle when we talk about potential championships. So I
Mhm.
think that's like I hedged the bet there. But all of your arguments are for sure. Like Paul George increases the floor and the ceiling of this team 100%. Even the lesser known signings of like a Gershon coming back from overseas
Yeah.
or a Caleb Martin taking a smaller deal over in Philly. Like they had the second best offseason, if you ask me, only behind the OKC Thunder. And in the 39 games that Joel Embiid played, they were like I think they were 30-9 when he played. Like that's real dominant, excluding playoffs. That's real level of dominance.
Bro, he had a stretch where it was legit 30 and 10.
He was averaging more points per. He was averaging most points per minute ever in basketball.
I swear, he started at like first quarter, he was getting like 12 to 15 a game.
You know what I did yesterday, and this video is coming out today. I watched every single time Joel Embiid drew a foul last season, 295 fouls, to see.
Oh, wow.
Because you
If
know
they
there's
were
a-
actual fouls.
Yeah, because you know just because
Wow.
it's the offseason and it's a conversation of foul bait, boom, 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 and I categorized them on like
79% was actually fouls.
it's about 50%. Like all of there are a lot of actual fouls. So I categorize it as like a foul with just a foul, like a normal foul. Then I had a foul but exaggerated the contact to get the whistle. I had a pure on foul bait. And then the last one was a superstar whistle where it was like not enough contact for it to be called.
Yeah.
And the biggest piece of the pie chart was a real whistle. Then the second one was the foul bait and the other two were tied. But I sat for 4 hours watching fouls.
Yeah.
Why was it 4 hours?
Because NBA tracking data, you have to go through every game and get the fouls yourself.
Hey, I got a plug for you.
I say less.
I wonder how much is that. Is that
Is it
just
crossover?
like,
Huh?
Is it
No.
crossover? Oh, because I tried to use that. It was
No, it's literally a database. It's free.
Mhm.
You go, and it has different type of. A fan put me onto it. He was trying to put me onto it for years, but I'm like, I got into it.
Keep it low key. Just let me know after.
for sure.
Mhm.
It'll give you like matchups.
Oh, okay.
It'll
Oh.
give you anything you want.
So, like if you want to watch,
You
any
can watch the
match-
fouls they drew, the fouls they committed, the block. You can
Because
watch.
what I had to do was like, they had a game on November 2nd. Click that game, go to details, put
Yeah.
finder foul, and look
I
at
wonder-
who fouled
So
Joel
how
Embiid.
his teammates kind of feel about all the foul bait and stuff like that. Do you remember they had Kyle Korver talking about LeBron, and LeBron, when he was basically saying like
do anything you want.
Bet.
he didn't
Come on.
like the fact that LeBron always seemed like he got the calls that he did or whatever like that, but then he actually played with LeBron and he was like, wow, they don't call enough fouls for LeBron or whatever like that. So
I'll
I
send it
wonder
to
if
you.
like his teammates be like, man, he got to do it because they're not gonna call it if he don't like
Oh,
foul
yeah.
bait or anything like
One
that.
of my biggest takeaways from it is that a lot of the times those whistles, those fouls came when the opposing team were on a 7-0 run. And him getting to the line and hitting 2 free throws kind of chilled some stuff down.
Yeah,
and
for
that,
sure.
that meant a
Y'all
lot.
should get that
So
break.
you have them as 2. So who do you have them above? The Celtics or the Thunder?
Don't tell.
Oh, okay.
The next
I
team
already
we
kinda
have.
did.
Oh, you did?
I didn't hear.
Okay.
Oh,
Next team we have
I
at
think
number
I did.
4, the New York Knicks.
Who
we
was
got
number
4,
5? The
6, 3,
Sixers?
5.
Five
Yeah.
was the Sixers.
Five.
My list continues. Come on. That means me, you, and Mike really got the same list.
Well,
Then my-
technically,
my list
Dallas and
just-
Philly were tied at 5. They had the
Oh.
same exact average, so I want to make that clear.
My list just differed, Pete, because I got the Knicks a little bit higher. Because
I
we're
got
on
them
4,
at
right?
4.
We're on 4.
Okay, yeah, that's why I had the Timberwolves.
So it was 4, 6, 3, 6
hmm
okay.
for New York Knicks.
The Knicks. I don't like. I love what they got going on.
I can't be
over
mad at
there.
you for
Like,
having
I don't
higher.
think, and it's just so simple. And we always look at it like it just doesn't work like that. When you already have something great and you just add to it, and it's just like it feels like it's the
It
perfect
can't be
thing.
that simple, right? That's how I
But
be
it's
feeling.
just like they added players that fit the mold of what they want to do. Like OG was already had when he got into the lineup. They didn't really lose any. They didn't lose many games already. Then you added a guy like Mikhail, who's gonna basically he's not gonna be able to take away from much because he's gonna be able to play defense. He's already been in that role where he hasn't been like he wasn't getting many shots or anything. Like he had to take his shots as they come, and also like Jalen Brunson, he's looking like he wants some of that help. I think he don't want to have to drive 40, 50 times a game.
Yeah.
You know, he wants to be able to kick it out and have reliable shooters. And I think that having Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo had a season they just had for you in the playoffs, you just get them off the bench now. And it's just like, what can go wrong with that?
Kadarius Toney got waived.
Who?
Kadarius.
Who was he even on? I remember he was dropping them passes
He
for
was
the
still on the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Oh, okay.
Got waived.
Bro, I didn't realize the Kobe gif that I dropped yesterday got 2,000 likes.
You ratio.
Yes, bro.
me.
Yeah.
You ratioed me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. When I went to bed, it had
Bro,
like
you seen-
5
you
likes.
You
Burner
did
had
set
a-
yourself up for it.
You seen
though.
Burner had a viral tweet, right?
Yeah, about
Yeah,
me.
he did.
Yeah, it was the same video. You seen
20,000
it?
likes on it. It's crazy.
So
bro.
it was the same
I thought
picture
you
he had
retweeted
quoted.
it.
No.
Remember, it was like the
Oh.
little burger. He was like, "Shit, give me 12 minutes in the KOT4Q video," and that shit went
Oh
crazy.
no, it was another one. There.
Oh, he did?
There was another one that burner, and you replied to it like, "Damn, this one popped off, twin," or something like that.
Oh, that was a while ago. This
Yeah,
was like
this is the one I just saw. This one yesterday. The
This
college
was
football one.
yesterday. He tweeted yesterday. It was the same one. It was like, "Give me 12 minutes in a KOT4 video." KOT4Q
24,000
video.
likes.
That shit popped off.
24,000 people agree with that.
That's
Look at the
ridiculous.
comments.
Thank
A lot of
y'all.
those
That's
like, "Man, I
crazy.
need my food when watching my Kenny video." I
but
ain't
the
missed
top
one in
comment
6 or
says,
7
"No,
years."
D Mill's funny compilation."
How do y'all feel? Do y'all eat and watch like a YouTube?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I fall asleep watching a YouTube channel.
Oh hell yeah. Well, I used to, but now
I
I've been
can't
watching
fall asleep with
YouTube
TV.
TV.
On. I gotta.
Oh yeah, I
gotta,
keep the TV on.
Man,
nah,
give me the
no
Simpsons
lights,
to fall
no
asleep.
nothing.
Yeah, The
just-
Simpsons was on last night.
I turn the TV off when I feel like I'm getting to that mode where I'm like starting to doze off. I definitely can't sleep with it on.
I can't say if ain't nothing could wake me up faster than if you turn off that fan.
It's super.
I need my
that's
fan to
crazy.
sleep.
It's super rare for me to fall asleep nowadays. I like go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Force yourself to go.
Yeah, I
Oh.
like turn
Oh,
to
yeah, I
my
don't fall
side and
asleep
go
either.
to and close.
I didn't.
my eyes.
The last time I fell asleep
It
is
was
when
at
I
my
was
desk personally.
I was laying on the couch and it's like I dozed
Oh,
off.
that
like,
happens.
Bro.
instantly.
They showing like clips of like 2K25. Kevin Durant shoots over some short guy. He jumps, no contest. Like, thank you. That's what it should be like.
See, it's double-ended swords though, because it's like I'm on the other side of that. And it's like, why can't I get a contest? on
Because
this
you're
dude?
you're
He's got to be
7
taller.
or 8 inches shorter. They got the shot cancel gameplay. Y'all are not gonna like it.
Shot
Trey
cancel.
Young
actually
is
saw that
literally
too.
going into his layup behind the back and then go back to dribbling, and it's just.
It's gonna
Oh.
get patched. It
I
looks
see what you're
OC.
I'm sending you the clip right now as we continue to listen.
That means I could do that little move where they be like, you know, when you do the
he
fake
like. I forgot he liked that type of
Yeah.
silly shit.
Nah, I mean that's my favorite move in real life, where I can like fake like I'm about to shoot and usually get somebody to
Oh,
jump.
you get a carry, yeah.
I don't be getting no carry. They called me for it before, but I don't get no carry.
He ain't doing that. Watch it.
What?
Your phone.
Yeah, the only thing about the Knicks, and it's not even a bad thing. Tom Thibodeau has so many players that he's got to figure out.
I think
Since
that's a
they
good
all-
thing for him, though.
Yeah,
He's not going to run them into the ground
but
when
you
it
know,
comes playoff
he's
season.
gonna have his
Oh
guys
no,
regardless.
yeah. It remind me when they had where they had the Vic thing where he was slide canceling. It looked like he going down, then he just get
Oh,
back
yeah,
up.
But you know
Yeah.
what's crazy?
They got
All of them seem like they're his guys.
True. I can see
It
that.
ain't as many as it seems.
It's about 10.
Yeah. I just think the
Name
one
'em.
one guy that's going to take a dip is probably Miles McBride.
Yeah, you know that.
Oh, see, I thought he's a Tibbs guy.
He is a Tibbs
I
guy,
think-
but
He played
naturally,
48 minutes one
but
game.
No,
naturally
they
he
love
has to take a
Deuce.
dip, though.
He has to.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I expect that.
I
but
think about the 5, and then I think
I think
Hart.
Hart.
DiVincenzo. Who are
and
the
then
other guys?
McBride is the guy I would count to. Yeah.
Yeah. I think all those other guys,
He'll
they
figure it
They're
out.
going to
Yeah,
figure
he
it
will.
out. He's going to be fine.
Number 3 on the list, Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes, buddy.
3-4-4-4. It's like
I gave them the edge over the Knicks.
40-yard dash time. 3-4-4-4.
They just they put together too good to be not a good regular season team. They
Yeah.
got the right amount of offense, right amount of defense. I love the Rob Dillingham draft pick. They're put together for a good regular season.
And I just think once you have Anthony Edwards in there, there's no. I don't think you're not gonna dip. You're gonna stay around the same way you were.
Yeah. I got nothing else to add to that. Defensively, they should be on top of things, and you should see Anthony Edwards just continue to grow as a player offensively as well. Mike Conley's old, but then they got a young guy right behind him, so it's like, you know.
But Mike Conley's serviceable though.
Oh yeah, he shot
He
like
does what he needs to
45%
do.
from 3 last year. They also lost Kyle Anderson, but who cares?
Yeah, they got
Kyle
Miles
Anderson
Reed.
pissed me off.
Josiah,
playoffs.
Pissed off
Josiah,
Rudy Gobert too.
Josiah got the tweet that say NBA players looking at NFL contracts, and it's the Zenzel. That brother's starving. It says CD Lamb out here getting Isaiah Hartenstein money.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. And a lot of times it don't even be fully guaranteed.
Yeah,
No, it's not. It's definitely. It's always incentives in those
That's
contracts.
crazy. Okay, top 2. Number 2, Boston Celtics.
Ooh.
2-1-1-3. Because obviously Derek had Philly
Yeah.
at 2, so he's got the 3.
I got the Celtics.
Oh, that's why I went.
I got
down.
the
When I was like,
Celtics
how
at-
the hell?
I got the Celtics at 2. I think they're still going to be really good. I just think the OKC is going to run through the regular season.
Same. That's why I got the Thunder at numero uno.
And that is the number 1 ranked team.
Did we all have
Two-
the Thunder
two-
one?
I had the Celtics.
1-2-2-1.
Okay.
Basically interchangeable from Boston to Philly. Oh, I'm sorry, to OKC. Yeah, that's the numbers on the board. Top I guess all teams.
Yeah, that's power rankings.
Yeah. Power rankings of the NBA, baby.
A lot of it was consensus. I feel like we were all around the same.
Yeah, we
type
was
of
all
spotlight.
around.
Been screwed
Two.
too far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
think,
gonna be fun to see how it actually all pans out, though. That's always the fun part.
like who's
'Cause we
especially
can't-
whose
we-
list is most
It's gonna be
accurate.
one of them teams we had in like the 20s or like the bottom teams. That's like it
They
jumps
surprise
up.
the league.
This surprises them.
Who is the team the most likely
But when
to
that
surprise the
happens,
league?
somebody has to fall.
Yeah,
You can't have a jump without a fall.
Is the Heat the team the most likely to surprise everybody?
I wouldn't be surprised if they were good.
Yeah, I respect them too much.
The Kings?
The Raptors would be a team that surprised me if
The
they made a
Raptors?
big
Yeah, any
jump.
team that's in the teens, I wouldn't be surprised because they have the talent to be a really good team. Like we get to the 20s,
it's like
if
the
they
Clippers,
jump,
Yeah.
#1 seed.
no, yeah,
Kawhi
that shit would
Leonard,
be really surprising.
MVP. I'd be like,
Yeah.
It would probably be like Raptors, Spurs,
yes, we'll be super surprised.
Clippers. I don't
Would
know
be
where
surprised.
everybody.
If
I
the
don't know.
Rockets came out
Yeah, the
crazy.
Rockets.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll be surprised there. Or
Every other team is.
even
gonna
those
be
bottom
bad.
5 teams, if any of those teams compete for a playing spot, I'm heavily surprised by it.
Oh, which one of those teams? The bottom 5. So we got the Bulls, Pistons, Wizards, Blazers.
I didn't have
Nets,
the Bulls
Jazz.
bottom 5.
well,
personally.
every
You said
time I
what?
I
look,
didn't have the Bulls bottom
every
5.
time I look at
personally.
the standing, I'll be just amazed that the Blazers won 21 games, bro.
amazed that they were that good or that they were
That bad.
I'm amazed at the Grizzlies record.
You know who should get a ring this year?
Who?
Delano Banton. He played for the Celtics.
did.
I
Give
think
that
you do,
brother
don't-
his ring.
Oh, you don't?
Huh?
You don't?
Yeah, he
I thought
does.
you as long as
It
as long
depends.
as you're
It
on
really
the
depends.
roster.
It depends.
Oh.
Depends on
some
what.
organizations do it, some organizations don't.
Oh,
Some players, like Matt Barnes, technically got one with the Warriors, but he never picked it up because he thought that he didn't do anything to get
He
the
did
position.
eventually pick it up.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did. Oh, okay. I thought it was just sitting. Still just sitting.
Nah,
there.
He said y'all still got that ring y'all was holding from me.
He
He's
did
just
go
sitting there
pick
for
it up.
6 years. But initially he didn't pick it up.
Yeah, it took him a while. Yeah.
Because he didn't think he did anything. But hell, I'm getting my ring.
Oh hell yeah.
Y'all won 40 games before y'all traded him.
I'm
I
gonna
was
sell it
here.
to one of them weird ass fans on Twitter that just love their
I
team.
thought Jeremy Lin was saying something like that recently. Like he didn't want the ring because he didn't feel like he did anything.
Also Warriors, right?
I believe
You
so.
said Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to double check though.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. I think, or was it the Raptors?
It might have been the Raptors.
He's played for a couple. No, it wasn't the Raptors because that was 2019.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh no, it was the Raptors. He played 23 games for the Raptors during that championship run.
Jeremy Lin played for the Raptors.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
But that's when
he played in the finals. Get your fucking ring. You actually were on the team when he played one game in the finals, 1 minute, dribbled the ball out, baby. Boy, I'm taking my ring. I do
Bro,
not care.
that's insane.
He played a total of 27 minutes this whole playoff run. Man, I'm getting my championship ring. I don't care.
He
I
played,
was in the locker room. I was traveling with y'all. I did. I clapped.
and you was practicing. You was on scout team.
Yep. Yep.
Scout team is just as important as the main.
I
team.
go to Cal Largo
No, it's
practice
not. No,
every
it's
other day.
not. But yeah, he did his part.
Scout team just as important as the main.
That's what
team.
coaches told us
That's what coaches told you.
when I was no scout team.
One of the quotes says, there was times where I felt like I had to tell myself I deserved a championship. Even when I thought about the journey, yeah, I definitely did. Being a voice is very valuable. So just being a voice in that locker room was enough too.
That is true.
No,
Well,
yeah, you got me messed up. If I was on championship, run, I do not care. I would get my ring.
As you
Hey, if
should.
the janitor
Now, I'm
getting
saying,
one,
I
I'm
said
getting
I'm
one
wearing
too.
it every day, like I did something, but I will hold it for sure.
have it in a nice little case.
Something, right? Because I would be one of the type of people that, let's say I'm a journeyman. I'm Ish Smith, right?
Yeah.
I would frame one of
You're
every
Ronnie Price.
jersey. I would frame one of every jersey that I wore. So if I play for 11 teams in my basement, I got all 11 of my jerseys somewhere in there. Like I'm gonna not memorize, but like celebrate my career. And if that means I play 6 minutes on this random team, hell, I did it
That means at one point in time, 11 teams wanted you.
or did it, and it was a throw-in.
Yeah, I was gonna say if a team traded for you, had to have some type of value. But again, there are players that just get traded because the money match or whatever.
If you are a journeyman, and let's say you got a family, right? Are you gonna ask your wife what city she wants to live in? So and then y'all just
Move.
settle down there.
Yeah,
and
I would
because
probably
you're
do it
on the
that way.
move so much, and you just ask her what state and what city you want to live in. Let's just set you down here.
Mm-hmm.
That would be. I think
And
that's.
when I'm in
Remember we was talking
season,
about
live
the-
whatever city
You
I'm
was
in.
talking about
Yeah.
those CBA rules or whatever. How
And
they
then
was
her
like,
work husband can come over with your clothes
Oh,
while you
okay.
go on and stuff like that.
Don't they play for like some hotel stay for a certain amount of time? Like I feel like that.
days.
I feel like that's got to be like Ish Smith had to be going crazy with that shit. 'Cause there's no way you just buying a house
It's
knowing
Smith
damn
will tell you all the good hotel spots, but
on me.
Yeah, I would have a place that I live and then a place that I work.
Yeah.
And maybe if I'm a guy that gets a multi-year deal, then the
I just
family will
seen
come.
this. Quinn Cook was talking about this when he got moved to the Hawks, and his agent and everybody kept telling him like they gonna sign you because they had like till a Saturday,
Mm.
and they was getting there. Nobody was saying it, so he bought a spot. And then that Saturday came, got that call. Yeah,
Damn.
they just traded for blah blah blah, so they cutting you and you.
In that 76er documentary about the 2001 76ers,
What AI and stuff.
yeah, Theo Ratliff got an extension, right? And he
Okay.
built the house in Philly.
Oh, he built it.
He built it. The day that they moved in, he got traded to Atlanta.
Damn.
The day.
Theo Rattler was a little old though, so he could have just been like, you know
At
what?
that point he was young. He
He
was
was?
27.
Theo Rattler was
He
27
was
in 2001.
Yes. He was
Why-
27.
why is
'Cause
Theo Rattler-
They mentioned that
Oh,
since
you
then
know
he
what
got
I'm
all
thinking?
them injuries and everything.
I'm thinking of Kevin Willis. I'm
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Kevin
Yeah.
Willis.
And then what did he do with the house that he just built? He sold it to Matumbo, who he got traded for.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
okay,
So,
that's
you know,
dope.
It worked.
That's
out
like
a
the
little
who
bit.
was
Larry
it?
Nance and Josh
Yeah,
Hart.
yeah, exactly.
Also,
like
Steven
that.
Adams did that with somebody too in the last couple
Oh,
years.
wasn't it another tall
It was
person
another
too?
talk. It might have been like Valanciunas from the
Yeah.
Grizzlies.
I wonder, does that
or
happen
something like
often?
that. It might, because a lot of those houses are built for 7-footers.
Yeah.
The kitchen table, like, you know what I'm saying, the island is way higher than the ones we got at our house.
Yeah. Like some rappers, you'll hear about them having like multiple houses. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Like, why do you
I
need?
would low key, if I could afford multiple houses, I would have multiple.
But like, what be killing me is that like, why do you have two houses in the same city?
That's different.
Yeah, like Drake. I think Drake has two houses in L.A.
Unless you
Because
like
he's fucking rich.
and he has a
Yeah, I was
house in
gonna say,
Toronto.
money, you do whatever the hell
If
you
it
want
is
when
like a
you
place
got
like
it.
LA where traversing it is disgusting because of traffic and stuff, I guess it makes sense.
I
to
would
do
have
that
if
kind
I
of
was
money.
if I had Drake money, I would have 2 spots here
I would have like a penthouse downtown.
easily,
something like that.
easily. Burr Ridge
And
House.
plus, you know, a lot of
penthouse
times you
downtown.
getting your money back on that real estate too. So it's like an investment type shit too.
We were looking at houses yesterday.
the Thompsons
for
did
fun.
that. We went to
They said-
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stayed at the Trump and they had a crib in a Burr Ridge.
Do y'all name y'all car?
No,
No.
No.
What the hell?
Man, it's funny you asked that because Suzanne's younger sister's driving now, which blows my mind. Because
Yeah.
in my mind, she's 4 years old still, like the day we met her. But they got her car privilege, I know, with a permit. Her and her brother sharing it. She was asking like, what is a good name for the car? And I was like, I never even thought about naming my car.
When I
No,
first got
it
my
never crossed
car, and
my mind.
Elena had seen it, and she was like, "The car looks like a ruby because the car is red or whatever." So she's like, and that's always just been the thing. Like I always stuck with it. Like the name of my car is Ruby, but I'm not referencing like, oh, I'm gonna go take Ruby out for a drive, and that's where,
Got to get Ruby a wash.
yeah, I'm not doing that like that. But like,
Then why
I
do you
know
have a
like
name?
the name of it is like Ruby. I don't know.
So the thing is, don't people always name their cars like feminine names, like a woman's name?
Yeah.
Like Ruby and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I find it very interesting. Like if I name my car, I wouldn't name it Bertha.
Big
I
Bertha.
would name
Big
it
Bertha.
something probably more masculine than that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Like, does my car give off woman car?
No,
I don't think Mike's does either, though.
no.
What you got, that Scat Pack?
Yeah.
The SRT. Mike be really whipping it out the parking lot. He don't be looking. He drive like LaMelo.
Yeah,
No,
He
Melo
don't-
almost
he
said
don't
60.
blow that light though.
he don't look at
But that's
all.
one like you cannot blow.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
'cause-
always
If he
traffic
could,
light.
I-
he would.
Hey, I forgot to tell you, I almost had some crazy stuff happen to me. Well, it wasn't necessarily me, it was the person in front of me. So I was getting off the little highway, and I got to turn right to get to where we are. And there was a car in front of me, and for some reason, like, he wasn't just not going at all. And, like, when I say, like, you could turn right in the red, there was no cars there for, like, 2-3 minutes. And I'm like, bro, you finna make me late. Like, come on, like, just go, because there's no cars. I finally honked my horn, and he must have been looking at his phone. He finally looked up, and he started going, and all of a sudden, he was like, zoom, 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 zoom. I was like, oh, shit.
But that's his fault for not
Why
paying
is,
attention.
I was
Yeah,
like, bro,
yeah.
you could have gone like 2 minutes ago, and eventually, now that I honked my horn, it was like,
That just reminded me of something that happened to me last week, bro. When I
What?
say my heart dropped to the bottom of my stomach, I'm at the red light right down on the street that we live on, and I'm waiting to turn to go down my street. And I'm at the red light. I'm chilling. I'm looking for a specific song. For whatever reason, I wanted to listen to a specific song. So I'm on my phone swiping, waiting for the red light to change.
it's that drive home song.
Yes, exactly. And I look to my right, and it's a cop staring in my window. And my heart just dropped.
Yeah.
And you know what he did? He looked
He's-
at my car. He did one of these. Like he was saying, "Good, my car looks nice."
yeah.
But boy,
You know what's fun? That happened to me once.
Scary.
I was sitting in my car looking at
Well, I
my
do not
phone
do
once at a
cops.
red light, and a cop was next to me. I look up, and she said, "Put it down," and that was it. That was
You
it.
know,
That was the whole
honestly
interaction.
I
Right.
swear
Like,
you was about to say
okay.
like I looked over and the cop was on her phone or whatever.
Oh, no.
Because I promise you, if you in your car and at a stoplight, look around. Everybody's on their
yes,
phone.
it
bro.
is kind of scary.
It is.
But I also, again, like I mentioned, I do it too.
No, you know what pissed me off when you know
I
when
don't
you're-
drive with my phone, by the
Yeah.
way.
When you're at an intersection, you know it's not a long turning lane, and the person in the front is the one that's on their phone. I'm like, come on, bro, you gotta be the one that
you got to be the one on
Yes,
point.
you gotta be the one that's on point. This lane ain't that long, bro.
And
We
sometimes
don't got
that
much
I got a
light-
time.
couple of those by my
you
house.
gotta-
But you
gotta-
know what I
you know what's
learned
the
about
worst one?
driving?
What?
The person at the head, since they know they gonna
Yeah,
be
Yeah,
good,
they-
Hey,
casual.
I've done that
casual.
before, but I was like, shit, at least I go. At least it's me.
They casual. Cause I'll be looking like, why is it taking you so long to turn?
Yeah.
If the faster you turn, the more all of
The
us
more
can
of-
go.
yeah, but they don't
the
care.
first one always taking their time.
I know. I remember somebody's like, why the hell is there just traffic? Just go.
Bro, sometimes there be traffic, and then all of a sudden it just clears up, and there was
It-
no, there was
yeah,
no
it
reason
does.
for it.
That's 290 right there.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
bro, why wasn't everybody just going?
Yeah, we went to our grandma's house for her birthday, bro. Getting there was such a fucking hassle.
It
bro.
was.
Oh well, yeah, 290.
Oh,
I
my
took
God.
I took a way that was so.
I got
long.
off. I took Kingery down to North Avenue
Bro,
eventually.
that's how
Oh,
bad that
okay,
traffic.
man.
That traffic will really make you get off, bro.
Man, for real, bro.
You be like, you got to look for the side streets type stuff.
yeah. And
But usually, once you get past a certain, if it is no accident, once you get past a certain exit, it usually be clear enough.
I was tired. I'm like, damn, I gotta drive out there. I got there. It was a good time. We had a good time.
yeah, because you
It was
we
good
was,
seeing
we was
everybody.
plotting low key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all
But it-
ended up staying the whole time?
I
Yeah, I
left
stayed
at
a
like
little-
7:30.
I
Oh,
stayed
okay.
a little bit. I left at like 8.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to grandma, man. 76 years old, still walking, dancing,
They
doing
they
everything,
did
smoking.
that. They did that. Give me my money.
Oh, I feel
they
so
did.
bad
they
watching
did
that
it
video,
too.
bro.
Dana said the same thing.
Because grandma was like, I didn't do it right. I'm like, oh man, please tell me y'all told grandma that it was a joke. Please, please, please. But it was dope, you know. Because the reason I didn't want to stay long originally, because the group chat had numbers in there that I thought was some family members that I don't really rock with. Let's be real.
Oh.
Maybe they were them, but they didn't show up. It was really just the immediate family. It was
Yeah.
grandma, all of her grandkids, and great grandkids, and the vibes were amazing. So I just got to see family, and it was dope.
I don't think I have that with my family where it's like I don't want to go with certain people down.
Mhm.
We all kind of like stay tight.
Even extended family. 'Cause I'm
Yeah.
thinking extended family.
yeah, even extended family. I'm not. I don't really. I'm pretty cool with everybody.
That's what's up. It's probably better that way, but it ain't always that way.
My grandma when I be traveling, she be like, "Oh, you know, you got cousins over there, right? You might want to go
You
see
should
them."
stop out. Yeah,
I'm
no
like,
way, grandma.
No.
That's the worst.
You gonna knock on the door?
I
It's
think
boo.
It's funny because Elena's family does that, where it's like probably like once a year or something, they'll try to get together and they'll meet, they'll drive there too, and it'll be like in a different state. But I feel like it's a little different from her doing that to like my family never does that.
Mhm.
So it's just like a different aspect that, you know, that's like a luxury that people really do have, that like their family gets together and stuff like that.
I had a dream. This will be the last thing before we get out of here. I had a dream that we were at Mike's wedding.
Mm.
Doing what?
The
Smoking?
wedding stuff.
Mike
Just like
weed gonna be like open.
it was
open
one of
weed
those
bar.
dreams where we were it was just us four as your
Yeah.
like best men, I guess. So rest of the guys, sorry, you weren't in the dream. We were waiting, and you know some dreams don't make sense.
Yeah.
But they make sense in the moment.
Cause I had a dream. Last night. I had a dream. I met Wallow.
You said Rollo?
Wallow.
Wallow.
Gillian Wallow. $1 million worth of game.
I don't know who the hell that is.
Oh, shit.
But we're standing at the top, like waiting for the bride and the groom to come through. And in the dream, I have no idea whose wedding I'm at.
Yeah.
Even though I see us three, so process elimination should say that it's
Mike.
probably Mike's wedding.
But in the dream, you stupid.
But right, Mike, you had on this bright red fucking suit for your wedding. But I remember you walking down, and you get to the spot, and I'm next to you, and I gave you like you clean as hell, but like no, you wasn't. No, you wasn't.
You just hyped your mans up.
and then
Why
you
would
had,
you let me wear a bright red suit
had-
to my wedding?
you had random people in the crowd, like people that I know you're not gonna invite to your wedding.
Yeah, that's definitely a dream.
Like,
But
no disrespect to like Sam Gilbert was at your wedding.
yeah,
You want to invite Sam to your wedding eventually? Probably not.
probably not.
But he was there. Not even there. He was front row there. Reserved seat type shit. Shout out to Sam, but like just not, you know.
Boy, Sam was in there was like,
He had his hat on.
we should have fought more for you guys. He had his hat on. You see it?
He always got that hat. Remember
Hey.
we seen somebody in New York who we thought was Sam?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't his name Sam too or something
Yup,
like that?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Saturday, man. I'm so happy for Saturday. We are finally here, man.
Mm-hmm.
We are finally here. We go.
Oh, you need to tell Austin that we pushed up the draft.
Oh yeah.
We got to tell the other people too that are not in the group chat. We
Oh,
need to make
shit.
a
Oh,
fantasy football
Smalls
group chat.
and
That's
then,
what we need to do.
yeah. Can somebody put that together? But
Where's
we're-
our commission at, man? Paying him all his money.
Austin, we gonna be
But-
doing the draft earlier for our homie
It's right
Terrence.
after the podcast. We're
Yeah.
gonna go straight to Mike's house basically on Saturday.
Yeah. I ain't gonna be able to clean up, so y'all
I
gonna be.
didn't, that was your excuse? Okay.
Wait, why did we move it up to 2?
Because Terrence wants to go watch Messi play
Do you
against the
not
Chicago
check your
Fire.
phone?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Which I ain't mad at him because I
Yeah.
tried to go see Messi for my birthday
I
last
remember
year.
that.
He was
Yeah.
injured. So I'm kind of jealous that he's gonna see Messi.
Hey, tap into your phone, man. When the homies text.
So next episode will be our last episode before the draft, and then we'll do the draft. You streaming the draft?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I might stream it.
because we're gonna be in the front room.
From my phone.
Oh, okay. Right, I forgot you got a different.
I might stream it from my phone.
We'll be back.
Depends. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
But I feel like everything don't need to be streamed too.
True. I feel that way as well.
Because I don't want to be in there like, John, don't say that. Nah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
If it was just us four, I probably would too.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
it's other people that aren't social
And
media
plus, I
people-
want to get a little lit.
You know,
I think we should- I
Kyron
think-
finna be in the turn.
On some real shit, I want to draft, and I think we should go to the
I'm down.
The
I ain't
simulator.
never turned down.
I'm
a
just-
simulator.
just vibe. We ain't got a golf mic, just vibe. It's a little bar in there. People be in there all the time. Not
And we
golfing.
get
been there
25%
before.
off drinks because I'm a member there.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I never noticed the price
I'm
difference.
getting
We were buying drinks.
Oh, he just money bags, huh?
No, I thought those were just the prices. I
Yeah,
didn't.
25% off because I'm a member. So yeah, we should just do that. Do that to go play some. Because I do want to watch John swing.
Reese flying up.
No, he ain't.
That would be crazy to fly up for a fantasy.
But I
draft.
did. You saw that video I put in the chat of the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
You can rent out a suite. I wish we could do that. Bro.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so fun.
Me too.
But the Soldier Fields doesn't do it anymore. They used to.
They
I wonder
lame.
why they stopped.
They lame.
Probably want people buying it, I guess. But
But I did-
$900. That was
Next
yeah.
year we doing 40-yard dash for spots.
Sheesh.
Oh shit.
I don't want the first pick though.
You're not gonna get the first.
No, we're not
Who
doing that.
faster than me in the group chat?
You know,
John,
you know why we not doing that?
John.
Fuck up.
Probably not no more.
The reason we
Yeah,
not
no
doing that
way.
is because it's gonna be so tough to get everybody to
Yeah.
come and
We're gonna
then
have
run.
Reese fly up here or him time himself so he can lie.
He gonna have to time himself.
Yeah, okay.
Kyrie might as well prepare for that last pick. man.
He gonna come up there with
Come on,
10
shorty.
piece wing,
Yeah.
knock that out. Then he gonna do
Ooh,
his 40.
shorty, I ain't know we was running for real.
Big gulp.
Oh, shorty, I know.
Bro,
we
I
were-
cannot fathom that this man brought a 10-piece wing before we was finna hoop.
Yeah, man. So,
Hot from Wingstop.
love Kyron though.
That's my
My dog.
boy. I'm ready for this 2K to drop too, man. This meant to be so fun.
That's all I've been thinking about.
For real, bro.
What day did we come out? Saturday?
Wednesday.
Next year,
Oh, Wednesday.
I
Bet.
thought it was two. Yeah, Wednesday
Whoa.
at 8 a.m. or something like that. If you pre-order.
it's the 4th. That's the 4th.
6.
No,
it's a
it's the
general
4th.
release. It's a general release, Mike. It's a general release.
What the hell is early tip off then?
Huh?
The early
They got
tip,
some. They do got
early
something
tip off is at
I just
The
Kobe
4th?
was just in my stream yesterday. He went to the 2K day shit, the 2K event. He already played the game. He told me all the information.
Yeah, I think on 4th,
September
you get
4th.
we get something
It says
on 4th.
September
My
4th
boy. So what he talking
at
about?
5 a.m. PT, so it's like 8 a.m.
Damn.
7 a.m. our time.
Yeah, it's like 7, 8 a.m.
So when is the 4th?
Wednesday.
So right, Wednesday.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna do that
And then
podcast.
general release is
and-
Friday.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thursday night. I think.
So you getting the
Friday.
game on Friday?
No, I'll probably play Wednesday.
I hope that the last 2 years I've been lucky enough where somebody gave me a code like 2 days early, and I cannot express how important it is for me to have like 4 videos filmed already. So when the game actually drop, I can play it the way I want to versus making content. So if you watching for whatever reason, you're gonna have a 2K code next week. Hit a brother up.
I ain't gonna lie.
I pay a
2K codes next
I,
premium.
I ain't gonna lie. I
I'll
will
pay a
pay for that
premium.
shit. I will pay for that
I think
shit.
I paid $500 last year to get it 2 days early.
That's
mean, you
not
make
bad.
that
I
right
would get
back.
my shit 2
I
days
made,
early.
I made it right back with a video too.
I would get my shit 2 days early.
So hey,
that-
if you want
You
500,
can't release until the game is officially out, or
Yeah,
the,
until
pre,
the
the
moment
pre-release out.
that it comes out, that's when the
Oh.
embargo is gone.
but I wouldn't be able to build my dude because the VC probably won't
Yeah,
be ready.
I do the My League stuff, so
Yeah.
I would just bank those videos.
I'll probably
so
make some content too if I got it early, because I want to do a rebuild at the gate.
Let me see. I'm gonna hit the guy up right now.
You came up in the
that sold it
conversation
last year.
yesterday, KB.
With
We
who?
was talking. We was in the Discord, and this is like Kevin Kool-Aid, Joe, like just kind of random people like that. And they was talking about the old 2Ks, and they were looking at like times played, and it was like they said Joe has got like 100. It was a crazy amount of game played on like 2K or something.
But I also, I play the game a lot, but I also be leaving my
That's what
shit
I was
on.
saying, and that's what Kevin Kool-Aid was saying. He's like, y'all don't understand how much I played 2K20, and KB has like 3 times as amount of like time on it as me. He's like, I was like, that shit probably definitely got to be just leaving the game on
Yeah.
because
Now, I'm not gonna say it's not me playing the game
do
too.
you know how many
though.
hours I got on City Skylines because I leave that shit open?
Right.
It's like
Bro, same
over
thing.
300
Somebody
hours.
tweeted at me, "Damn, bro, you got 40 hours on Wukong?" No, I don't. I really
It's because I
don't.
leave my
Y'all
game on.
Xboxes don't just turn off.
No, the PC is just like kind of
My
shut off
PC
before
don't
I do
either
that.
though. I turn that feature off. So like,
Oh.
I will play it for maybe an hour, and then I'll switch to my other PC and leave the one PC on. So I'm just sitting there idly on the main menu
Yeah.
for 7
Oh.
hours. So no,
Yeah,
I don't have that
I have
much
my
hours
PC
played.
set to turn off.
It said,
if I leave
it
it on,
said I
too.
got 330 hours played on City Skylines because I'll be leaving that shit open.
Unless I'm on YouTube and then videos just keep playing, then
Mm-hmm.
the PC will just stay on.
I've wanted to do a stream where we do auto watch YouTube videos because I think that'll be cool. We'll like let the algorithm pick what video we watch next. But also, I'm afraid that because of what my algorithm is,
They're
the
gonna
video-
expose you.
No, it's going no, I know, but one of the videos is gonna be a random 2006 game that's an hour and a half. So do we watch that whole video? I don't know. I got a lot of stream ideas, but I just got to get back into it. Hey, we appreciate y'all watching, listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board, man. For what? 3 hours?
Hell no, because then they gonna
3
think that that's the
hours?
normal
Yeah,
thing.
that's like the 6-man role. Once we get into that mode, they gonna always expect that from
I
us.
kind of don't like the 2 hours that we've been doing. But no, they're okay with 2 hours and 55 minutes.
They'll be
Absolutely.
all right.
If you
Damn, I didn't know
enjoyed
we
it,
were going 3 hours.
I didn't realize,
It
but
took
now
us like
it's 1:30.
We went
or
on like a
1:15.
20, 30-minute tangent during the middle of our list.
Yes, we didn't get to halfway through the list through like 2 hours in the show. But hey, that's the off season. That's basketball. We appreciate y'all as always, and we'll see y'all on Saturday. Peace.
Bye.